Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Chris Petrone Weekly, episode 24, and today we have a very special guest. You guys might know who this is if you've been around long enough. You know, if you're really down with the scene. This is someone who, let me see, I'm going to try to think of some accolades for you here. This is an experienced 10-year-old baseball coach.
Winningest baseball coach
winningest
in my company's history.
Winningest baseball coach at Winner's Edge Sports Training's history.
Mm-hmm.
He's also a connoisseur of dank memes, a lover of kimchi, as of late. No, okay,
Yeah.
and
It's all right.
a little bit of an amateur TikToker himself.
Sure, you can say that.
I don't know what else. What other accomplishments? Oh, this is my brother Ryan Petrone. There you go.
Yeah.
And play the fake applause. Why don't you He's also an amateur harmonicist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Harmonicist, yes.
Is that's the word?
So that's what we're going with.
I think we're gonna slip into more just like a natural conversation, but tell everybody kind of like, why don't you just give him a little elevator pitch? You know, who is Ryan? What makes him tick?
What?
For you,
What makes?
Yeah.
Well, I'm single. I am in college. I strongly dislike mushrooms, Chrissy Teigen, and raw tomato. And yeah, I'm pretty straightforward. I sometimes make TikToks, not often at all. Rather go live, catch me painting on live or something like that.
Yeah.
It's really it. Semester started, so I'm not full of a ton of energy.
Yeah, dude, school fucking sucks. A lot of the viewers are in school too. And I feel like I just barely have enough energy to do what I'm doing now, which is going live on the weeknights, making TikToks, and because I tried to cook.
School sucks.
School sucks, and I had a realization. I was trying to cook today, and I did. I cooked some food, but I kind of gave up and said to myself, all right, I'm going to order out, or just I need a solution because cooking stuff, but all this shit takes up time, laundry, cooking, all this stuff. And I don't know, man, I couldn't imagine trying to do a full-time job or not that you're doing this, but having a full-time job and then also trying to become a content creator and shit. I feel fortunate that it just kind of happened by accident for me, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's people that, I mean, maybe more with YouTube where it's more demanding of your time and effort to make videos. But I know there's people out there YouTubers that will work full-time jobs and then they'll put 35 hours in at work and then go put 20 hours a week in at on a YouTube channel or something like that.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Dude, it's so hard to do that and get enough sleep and cook your meals and do your laundry and try to have a dating life. And it's so hard to do all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very time consuming.
Yeah, not about that life, but.
And I'm bad at managing my time. So I feel like I'll go through stretches where it's I'm on TikTok, I'm on the Discord, I'm doing whatever. I'm going live or I'm trying to make TikToks. But then when I'm doing that, some aspect of my life is failing in a way where it's I don't know, the general cleanliness of my living space isn't up to par, or my attention towards my social life or my school work is not up to par. It's very hard balancing all of them. I feel like when I'm giving a lot of attention to one of them, the others seem to fall at the wayside. So
it's so true.
It's all about that work-life balance.
That hashtag work-life balance, that WLB. I don't know. We talk about this a lot. You got to get laid. That's such a huge reset.
It's a big part of it.
It's a huge reset for I don't know psychology or biology, but I don't know. It just makes me if I'm getting crazy and I'm getting way too much up in here, you know, I need to get laid. And slam a good workout and slam a good woman. You know, things need to be slammed. I need to get back into the swing of things, man. You know, fuck.
I think there's certain things having a clean, healthy diet, working out, and having good sex are all things that could really reset yourself.
Yeah.
In a way that it makes you a better version of yourself, the days after or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever.
You need one of those weekend. Or Imagine doing all 3 at the same time.
Just like
Imagine.
some part of me is inside of another is inside of a woman. Another part of me is lifting something heavy. You know, what was the third thing?
Eating healthy.
I have like some skinless, boneless chicken
Well, yeah,
breast.
the thing, if you're having sex, there's already gonna be, like, ranch handy, so then, like, if you
It's
just bring
already
in some
there.
broccoli or carrots,
Yeah, yeah,
you're good to go.
yeah. You're gonna have
I
ranch
don't
and you're
know.
gonna have napkins handy. You know,
Mhm. Be a moist towelette,
maybe a
and
spatula if it's that kind of night or
depends
day.
who's over.
That's the thing.
I don't know. I feel like I've been struggling where it's like I haven't been really committed to, like, working out as of late or really eating healthy, but,
Mm.
like, I don't know, had some good sex, so,
Those
like,
are
I was vibing, just like I was, like, glowing.
yeah. Well,
I
it
don't
does
know.
something primal. Like
That hits different.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the day like, I don't know,
I make my
the
best
glow that I
anything.
had, like, the 48 hours after that was
That's what I'm
amazing.
saying. I said this to Rob. Like this is like when he was still living here, and like we're driving up like over by Franklin Street, and I was like, dude, the day or two after I hook up with a girl is like my best anything. Like I create my best
Mhm.
photography. I create my best TikTok. Like I'm just so like uh like clear, you know, like
Makes you strive
the
to be
haze is
better.
gone. There's no haze mentally. I'm just
Mhm.
very like focused. And I don't know if I like let's say I had like a girlfriend because neither of us have like a significant other. So it's not like if I was in a relationship, I'd be having sex like a lot. You know how it is. You have sex like
Yeah.
nearly every day. So I don't know if I would still feel the clarity from that or like I'm just so out of touch with relationships. It's been a while, so I don't remember if I still had that clarity or if it like having it too often and too frequently with one person maybe like something happens in the opposite direction. I don't know. I don't remember,
I don't know, I feel
honestly.
like when, there's, like, a hunger,
Mhm.
like, your drive to, say, have sex,
Yeah.
if you have some sort of consistency with it,
Mhm.
I feel like over the course of a day, my brain shoots in 20 different directions, and one of those is, like, a sexual drive
Yeah.
or just, like it's like, "Oh, like, I wanna have sex," or "I wanna, like" whatever it is, and when you have that consistently, that just kinda goes away. It's like,
Yeah, yeah,
"Okay, I
yeah.
know I'm going to, or I know I have that option readily available," so then that 25% of your brain power just shoots off into better, creativity or other different aspects where you could
Do you think so?
like, if
Okay,
you know
okay.
you got it,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. Then
that's the
that's not
thing, like
occupying. You're not stressing over it. It's not occupying your brain.
exactly,
Right.
like, if you know you have, like, a friends with benefits or a person that just wants to, like, hook up with you or a girlfriend or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, you still wanna have sex, but it's not, like, something that you're like, "When am I going to? Where is it
Yeah.
gonna come from? Who is it gonna be?" Like, that type of thing.
I was thinking.
I don't
My
know.
brain went the opposite direction at first, but I think you're right. But at first, I went the opposite direction of like, oh, um, if you don't have that like, is the fact that you have that hunger and it's on your mind, like, filling, like, and like keeping a cycle going in a way where you're constantly you need to eat. You know what I'm saying? Almost like if you have a bunch of food and you just know it's in your fridge, does that eliminate this primal desire to need to hunt? And is that a bad thing or a good thing? You know what I mean? Like, because now you don't have to worry about hunting for food. You just know there will be food. Well, in the positive end,
Yeah.
yeah, that could free up your mind in a good way. But do you lose some sort of primal instinctual aspect of being a human if your needs are met already and you don't have to like, we're designed to try and meet our
I
needs in a
mean,
way.
possibly, but then you could just reallocate that time or brain power to something more productive.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I was thinking of it. Where it's
Mm.
like, I don't know.
I mean, it's a
And if
positive
you
thing
like,
to
you're
get
not in a
right. Like,
relationship,
yeah,
I think the thing is, like, if you're not in a relationship, you don't need to be, like, having sex every day. But it's
yeah,
like, so you do have it, then, like, the next day, you're just kinda like, like, "Okay, I'm good," like, for right now, like, I don't know,
yeah.
like, you're just feeling good and
So
you're just,
I told the girls
making your
this.
best TikToks or whatever.
I told the girls this on a stream one night, and I was saying like, all right, if you have this meter in your body, and
Okay.
you have a bunch of meters for different things, but like this one meter that you have is like a hookup meter, like, or a need to fuck meter. So, mine might get low and I might need to have sex with someone, and I might have sex with that person who maybe I'm not super, super into, but like, it's like, yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's a hookup.
Okay.
And so their meter, like, of hooking up with this person, let's name this imaginary person Barbara. I don't know. And I have sex with Barbara, and I'm not particularly like thrilled to have sex with Barbara again. But after like say 11 days, I might be like of not having sex with anybody else. I might be like, all right, time to hit up Barbara, you know. But let's say I have sex with Barbara, and then 5 days later, I have sex with, let's say Cleo. I'm just like pulling names, Cleo. But Cleo is like smoking, you know, and she's like fun, right? And I have sex with Cleo. Now, 6 days later, that would total 11 days. My Barbara meter is not back full. Like, I have sex with Cleo.
Meter resets.
The Barbara meter resets completely. If anything, it goes down further because of the Cleo incident, you know?
See, the way you're describing this, it sounds like Barbara should never be an option again.
I know.
Like,
right.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, in a perfect world, but like, then what happens if like you
what do you mean in a perfect world? Like,
okay. But let's this is a but like, let's say like you hook up with Cleo and it's like, oh, this is fucking great, but then Cleo like ghosts you. It's a one-time deal, whatever, you know. Then another 11 days after the Cleo incident, you're like, settle? Barbara, no, you keep going, you keep trying to find people, is what I'm saying. You keep trying to hook up with people, but it's almost like it's a constant.
It's almost like she's just on a string and you're dragging her,
and you don't want to do that.
You're on a bike or something.
You don't want to do that unless
like
both parties are cool with it. Like, I know people that if I hit them up, they'll be like, yeah, okay, we can hook up. But I also know people who would be like, how come you're never hitting me up anymore? And I'm like, it's because Cleo can't. Like, there's you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, all right, now we have to break off the Barbara situation completely. But there's that in between phase. What if you don't know if Cleo's coming back? So you're not gonna tell Barbara like, hey, fuck off, because like Cleo, and then it's iffy. We get into this gray area. We get into trouble. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. For me, it's like I have one moment like specifically that stands in my head where it's like I hooked up with a girl and it was like a one-time thing.
Mm-hmm.
It ended up being a one-time thing, but like I don't know. Like she literally said to me, "Hey, if you ever just want to like have sex, hit me up." Yeah. And like I had that like option, I guess. Yeah. And like I hit her up a couple times, but like we never like hung out again. And like I don't know, I don't necessarily like having that like, hey, if you just want to like have sex, hit me up type deal. Like I don't know, it's just kind of like, eh.
No, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. I'm saying if you're running dry for a while, you need a slump buster. You know, you need a. Sometimes because you need to jolt yourself. I was saying this to you, or I think it was to you yesterday, or I was saying this to someone, that you need to, like, when you get into this like in a rut of any kind, it could be emotional or whatever, or like maybe you're not having sex enough or whatever, you need to like jolt yourself out of it. Because if you just kind of succumb to it, and it gets harder and harder as time goes on to jolt yourself out of it, I think, because you just kind of succumb. But at some point you have to do it, because if you don't do it, then you're just going to, you know.
Yes, but I also think that going the other direction of that, there's a slippery slope where, like, whatever it is, if we're using sex as the example here, like say you haven't had sex in months and you really want to have sex, or it's like you're craving it, you have this drive for it, and then the first time you have sex in months is bad. I feel like that can almost just shoot you down in the other direction, like even worse almost.
Dude, where I'm low-key scared to smell new vaginas, man. Like I've run into some fishy situations.
I mean, I don't know, that happens.
Here. Okay, what happened? Let's say, okay, so I'm very into, like, you know, being with two girls at once. Let's say I orchestrate something. I'm like Bach or Beethoven, and I go into the situation, but then one of the girls is a little, you know, it's a little. Then what do you do? This is what I think about.
Have you?
This is the first time. First time with both of them. First time with both of them. And then what if the friend?
I feel like there should be some sort of screening process.
Right. Like, take a swab and send it to me in the mail.
Yeah, something like
that.
That
way I can smell it.
Maybe send me, after a long, hard day of work, send me a pair of your underpants, and I will get back to you with a letter grade. Like what restaurants do.
Or like in New York, it says like out of 100 too. It's like 98 or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I feel like
Yeah, yeah.
there's if I'm going to be intimate with a woman, there's I was talking to a friend, a female friend last night about this, and I
Uh-huh.
said, I was like, if I'm going to be like go down on a chick,
Yeah.
like if it's like and it's kind of like a one-time deal, like I'm just not going to. Like I won't. If it's just like a one-time hookup deal.
Okay.
And I don't know, there's a level of like I kind of like feel it out. Like if I think the person is like a clean individual and like just in general, like
Yeah.
you know, I I don't know. Like it's just the type of
Yeah.
deal where there has to be like a little bit more. I forget who talks about this, but like they say, oral sex is the most intimate form of sex. It's more intimate
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
actual sex.
Yeah, you're up,
Yeah, exactly. So
like
like I am more willing to have sex with someone than I am to have oral sex with them. You know what I mean? So
yeah, yeah,
like there's
actually,
a
I do,
level, there's a
yeah.
trust, like I don't want to say like I'll have sex with anyone, but like I'll have sex say with like 10
This many
people and I'll
people as
and
opposed
I'll
yeah.
yeah, and I'll go down on like I'll have sex with this many people, but I'll go down on like this many people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, that's
There's
yeah.
a level of trust and stuff thing. There's something that needs to be established before we get to that point.
I need to check out, like, I don't know, so I would love to get,
Hey, if I
like a
go down on you, you're special.
I would love to get a woman on the podcast who's, familiar with the male peni and, like, has sucked however many, and I
Sure.
would ask, like, is there a similar thought process, or because I know this girl. I'm not gonna name any names, but I know this girl who, like, we would go out to like a bar and she just loved sucking dick. So she'd like find a guy
Sure.
and be like, "Hey, like, can we go to your car so I could suck your dick?" And then like whatever, we'll come back and dance. And like she would do this like almost every time we went out. Not every time, but like when she was in the mood. And she just loved sucking some old peen, and like that was her thing. So like, dude, I can't just frivolously go up to a woman and be like, I mean,
No.
even if and forget like the fact that that's a little creepy, but I'm saying like even if they
Mhm.
were like totally willing and every woman I went up to would say yes, you still can't do that, bro. Like
No.
you don't know what's going on down there. Like it's
No, not at
it's a
all.
welcome to the jungle. Like first of all, so I don't know if it correlates with like dicks, but like I'm not a fan of hair. I don't like it at all. I think hair traps scent when sweat dries, like it clings to the hair. It's a whole thing. Like, and someone asked me on stream, like, oh, can like someone be clean even if they're like not shaved over? Totally, yeah, that's fine. Like, but there's a correlation. Like, you just because someone has hairy bits down there doesn't mean that it's gonna be unclean. But if I took 100 unshaved bits and compared them to, you know what I'm saying? Like, hair trap scent.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't
I
like it. And also,
I
like,
don't
what if everyone has preferences in what they want, like a vagina to look like? There's some
mhm.
different looking vaginas out there,
Sure.
and that's a whole. You can't just go up to a random person. Like, I enjoy doing that. I enjoy getting down there. But again, like, hey, in a perfect world, I'd be like, hey, I'll do it to everybody. But that's not the reality of it. You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's if like with oral sex, another thing is for the most part, like if it's the type of thing where it's like in the moment, maybe you like throw your hand down there and you like casually like smell your fingers like
Yeah.
in some in some way, which is it's doable.
I feel like they always know when you do that though.
I mean, maybe, but like you can make it work.
Yeah.
Hands are flying, noses are flying. You can make something happen.
It's just
And
parts everywhere.
another thing that like if I'm gonna go down on someone, I feel like a lot of times I get a confirmation of a shower text where, and this is happening like this is standing out like the two most recent times where it's like, hey, uh like I was texting this girl and she's like, "Hey, how about I come over at like 8?" And I'm like, "Sure, that sounds perfect." She's like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna jump in the shower and then get ready." Like,
Yeah.
there's something like you get that,
Yeah.
and I've got, or it's like, "Hey, do you want to come there?" Okay, sure. I just gotta like shower or something like that, and it's like, okay, perfect.
And I literally said that word for word to the ladies on stream the other night. I was like, look, if you're wanting to get some slurpy, like
Mention the shower. I think
drop
that's a
some
very
hints. Yeah.
yeah
Yeah. Be like, oh, I
for
just showered
sure.
before I shaved and showered. Like if a girl, okay, if I'm on a date with a girl and it's like I'm feeling it out, and she says something like, or I'll say something like, oh yeah, I just took like this great shower, like I freaking love it or whatever, and she's like, and then like if the girl takes it a step further and something like, oh me too, and I just like I shaved everywhere, I feel so good, I'm like, yes, let's go, like you know what I mean, like I'm like,
Sure. Yeah.
that's what I want to hear, like, because then it's like we're both putting out, like we both know what's happening right now,
Yeah.
you know,
For sure.
so I love that shit. But if you don't get
You drop
any
hints.
of those little cues, if you don't receive any of those in a night, like
I mean, some people aren't great at putting them out there, and
yeah,
some people aren't great at reading them.
yeah,
But
that's true.
I don't know. There's different. The girl who I was talking to most recently, she told me, she's like, I mentioned this a little bit to you last night. She's like, so many guys are so bad at
Yeah,
like foreplay in general, but like oral. Like so many guys are just bad at it. So like
there we go.
I don't know. She was
Yeah,
explaining to me, she's like, it's not uncommon to like have a guy go down on you and then you just go like you're like
it's like
looking up at the
what are we doing,
ceiling, just kind of like
dude? So
but like then I was like,
yeah,
well, what do they do? Like that's another like you know what I mean? I'm like, what are they doing though? Like I should have like asked a follow up where it's like
yeah.
specifically what are they doing?
Are they?
Because
Yeah,
I was like, I'm like now thinking about it, I'm like, what are they doing?
yeah. I feel like I can't remember an instance where I was definitely doing the
I feel
wrong
like it's not
thing
that hard.
for like years and years now. I mean, maybe when you're first like learning this stuff, like, but I don't know. There's also like a huge gap in good, like this is gonna add this to the list of things to be self-conscious about, ladies, but there's like a huge gap of like how good someone can be at giving a blowjob. Huge
For
gap,
sure.
huge
For
fucking gap,
sure. For
dude.
sure. For sure. For sure.
There's like a huge skill gap there. And one thing I hear, so here's okay, interesting observation. Ready? I have been told by a couple of partners, and I've had a lot of partners. Some, no one has ever said to me, "You suck at giving oral." That's just not something people say. I feel like, right? Like no one's gonna. You could be horrible, and someone's not really gonna tell you
Sure.
that,
Nobody's gonna be that rude
right?
type of
So I don't. And then, it's kind of like that thing where like if a girl's like, "Oh, you have a really big dick," you're like, on the flips, this is a a positive thing they're saying. You hear it and you're like, okay, what, like because it's like sure, but like
it's okay.
you
Like,
weren't
come on. Like,
you weren't gonna say it's if it's small, you're not gonna say, you know what I'm saying?
oh, you have
So,
such a small dick.
yeah, like so I'm not taking any like we don't trust these hoes, but like number one rule. But what the fuck was I saying? Oh, so but here's the thing. So some girls have told me they're like, you're really fucking good at like. So I have 2 points to make. I'm rambling, but 2 points. Point A. A lot of girls are hesitant because I'll be like, yeah, I really like going down on a girl, and they're hesitant because a lot of guys suck at it apparently. Like as you're saying, if we're piecing putting the pieces of the puzzle together here, but then we do it, and like there's a girl in recent memory that and met that it was kind of like that. It was like hesitant at first, and then on another occasion I was asked to do it, like you know what I mean, because it was stated you're really good at it, and it was we got to the finish line, like whatever, it was a good time, and so I think there's a hesitancy there with a lot of women because they think like guys just kind of suck, and I don't even want to deal with that. And also it's like an intimate thing, and maybe they feel vulnerable and stuff, and that's a whole other thing. They don't know if they're going to reach orgasm, all this stuff, right? 2, back to the blowjob thing. So I've heard from some partners like, hey, you're really good at that, and then lots of partners maybe just don't specifically say a compliment about it. It's whatever, it's not whatever. But I have never once, nor will I probably ever, go around saying to a potential partner or saying to people, I'm really good at giving head. Like I just don't. Why the fuck would you? Because like to me, I'm like, that's like the dojo master or whatever.
It's the type of thing that you're told, you don't say. Like,
you don't self-proclaim it.
You don't state that, you are told that.
Exactly. I've heard dozens of women in my life say, "Oh, I give such good head," or "You want to come get the best blowjob of your life?" I'm like, why is this such a common thing? Like, why do
I have
right?
Yeah.
But like they say that, they say that. Loads of women have said, "You want to come get the best head of your life?" I'm like, yes, and I believe that you're good, but like I just I haven't experienced like someone say, "Oh, I'm so good at giving head," and then they suck. I haven't experienced that. But I have experience where they're like, "Oh, I'm so good at it," and they're like, "Fine," but it's not like.
Yeah.
But I also don't
I
want to
think
say like it's a bad thing. Like you don't have to be blowing someone away the first time you meet them. You have to learn each other and all that stuff too. I'm not saying it like, but like, why is this a thing? Like I don't say that. I wouldn't say that. I don't know any guy who's like, "Bro, I'm so good at eating puss."
I think with both of those things, with oral sex, I think the people that are best at it are the people that really enjoy doing it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
because I mean, I feel like
yeah.
the
That's
girls who don't like the girls that like to give blowjobs, they're for the most part like good at it. Same thing with guys. Like if you enjoy doing something, you're gonna like
yeah,
try or however you do it. I want to look up a quote real quick.
yeah. Go ahead.
It's a sports quote, but it reminded me of that.
There's been as you're looking it up, there's been instances where like I would be hooking up with a girl, and I'm kind of like, okay, I went down to the market, this little piggy went to market. I was slurping derping. What's going on? And I'm not receiving any reciprocation, and I don't just want to outright ask for it. So like I'm just not clicking sexually with this person. We're not on the same page, right? And I'm thinking of a couple people in my head right now, and it gets to the point where I'm like where we like kind of talk about sucking dick, and they're almost like, ugh. I'm like, bro, fuck you. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like take a hike.
Mhm.
I'm good. Like I can understand. Like those are the type of people that you need to get into a relationship with someone who doesn't like giving oral either. You know. But like, get on their
Yeah.
fucking level. Like, dude, hate that shit. All right, hit me with
I
this
can't think of the
quote.
quote that I'm trying to find. I can't think of
Oh,
it. It's like, uh, it has to do with like, proclaiming how great you are at something, where it's
yeah,
like, if you're really like that great, others will tell you type of
yeah,
deal.
yeah,
I can't think of the specific quote, but like it applies. It's like a sports quote, but it applies to sex. But
yeah, yeah. And to take it one
I
step
don't know.
further, just because someone tells you you're good at it doesn't mean you are either. Because nobody has any fucking
For
clue of
sure.
what's good and what's bad. Like, we all know, like, kids, different people have different levels of experience.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, uh, the girl that
I
I
have to look
most
something up.
recently saw, who like I like to talk a lot, and like we were just kind of like talking about like sex in general and things like that. And I mean, she was gassing me up. I'm not gonna lie. Like she was like saying, "Oh, you're really good at this" or whatever. And she's like, I think, whether I am or not, the more consistent thing is that like the people that she was with aren't as,
Sure, yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like I could be here instead of here, but
Right.
everyone else is down here.
Sure,
So
yeah.
it
That
makes
okay.
me,
So you don't
you know
know,
what I
but
mean?
you
It,
just
it
know that you're not.
elevates
You
me.
know that you don't suck. Like,
I know, all I know from her words is that it wasn't as bad as that, like whatever those guys are
yeah,
doing.
right, right.
So she just kind of was like how do you say become good at doing that or whatever? And I was like, I don't know. I like to do it. Also, like, I don't know if I've told you this before. Like, I ask questions.
Yeah,
So it's just kind of like,
yeah. Like, does this feel like anything here? No, it doesn't. Okay, what about here? Like that sort of stuff.
yeah. And like some of the previous girls that like I've hooked up with or like friends with benefits type deals where it's like
Yeah,
we're not like having sex or like hooking up or anything like that anymore, but like we're still friendly. Like if I post something on like a Insta story, they'll like comment on it type of
sure.
a
Yeah,
deal.
I know one person you're talking about for sure. Yeah, yeah,
Like I just like hit them up and I'm like, hey, like when we had sex, like what did I do that you liked? What did I do that like I could have done better? I'm like,
yeah.
just tell me.
Oh,
And
I
then
asked them that like
they were
mid
like,
session. Like,
they were just like, oh, well, I really like that you did this. That was really good or whatever. You could have done this a little longer. You could have done that more or whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like
yeah,
now I know.
yeah,
And
dude.
it's just like,
Yeah,
I don't know. If you want to be good at something, aren't you gonna like, take constructive criticism?
take some
Like,
notes, jot some notes down, sit on
come on
that,
now.
saute on that a little bit,
Gotta go in the, watch some film, some game tape. And
pull some tape.
I find the hidden camera footage and I just go
A
over it.
little Monday night quarterback. Zero, no consent. They didn't know. Because that would take the fun out of it.
Well, I make them
Uh,
sign a brief waiver when they come in
oh,
and it's in the fine print.
and they
They don't
can't. They don't
see,
check the second page.
but like it's legal.
This
It's
is
legally
fucked
binding.
up. This
So
is fucked up. Guys, we're joking. I need to say
sure.
these things. I got to be careful on the internet now with what I say.
Mm,
Have you heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect?
I don't think I have.
So I'm gonna read you the quick. It's fucking what's it called? Wikipedia thing about it,
Okay.
and then I'll kind of explain because there's a picture that goes with it too, and it makes a lot of sense. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias hypothesis that people with low ability at a task overestimate their ability. The hypothesis
Mm.
aligns with many people's just world theories. I don't know what that means, but is strongly challenged by mathematical analysis. Okay, anyway, here we go. So the bias results from an internal illusion in people of low ability at something and from an external misperception in people of high ability. That is, the miscalibration of the incompetent stems from an error about this. So basically what it's saying is like, this happens to a lot of people where you overestimate your own ability and you look at people who are good at something and you're like, I could do that. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
basically it's a graph, and I'm going to see if I could find the image, but it basically, but here's the thing. It doesn't have to do with just low ability. So I'm going to show you the image here.
Real quick, I found the
Yeah,
quote
go ahead.
where it was, it's Walter Payton. He
Okay.
said, when you're good at something, you'll tell everyone. When you're great at something, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
yeah, that's
And again, and this goes for anybody listening, not just girls, not just guys, whatever. Just because someone tells you you're really good at like something in the bed, like just don't fucking your best. You can only like nothing good can come from you just like believing them blindly, being like, yep, like if you just kind of take it with a grain of salt, that's nothing bad's gonna happen from that. If you let it get in your head that you're good and shit, like I don't know.
yeah.
All right, check this out. So this is the graph. I'm not sure if you could see it.
Yeah.
So on this end here, it peaks, right? This is with low ability. So let's say I started playing beach volleyball. When I'm not that good yet, I think I'm much better. This is my perception of how good I am.
Okay.
Once you push past that original, like kind of like waiting period, you realize, oh, you kind of get your shit pushed in a little bit, and you realize, oh, I'm really
Sure.
not that good. But then the funny thing is, as you get better, you actually underestimate you might be really good, but you might just think you're fine. So
Mhm.
like the further you go, the lower you kind of look at yourself. And then towards the end, when you've really made it, then you're like, okay, now I can properly say it. So it's almost like you're here, you think you're hot shit, and you hit a brick wall and you're like, oh fuck. And reality sinks in a little bit for you. That's really cool.
Hmm.
But that's true with everything, you
Yeah.
know? So take notes, people.
That's a life thing.
That is a
Or
life
just
thing.
in general.
That is a life. That's why so many people are like, oh, millennials enter the work world and want too much money. And it's like, that's a fair point. I mean, people like you get out of college and you're thinking, all right, I'm hot shit, and then you kind of like reality sinks in a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
Damn.
it's but it's just funny like how frequently I hear, and I'm not, this isn't at anybody. It's just a general thing that I've heard a lot of women say is like, oh, I'm so great at giving head. I'm like, you might be, you probably are. Honestly, I don't know,
I've
but
gotten
it's just
some bad blowjobs.
oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, so many, but also like not so many that like, not most of them were. I don't know. I would say it's like a bell curve. Most of them were fine. I don't.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. I feel like I've had instances where it's like you could stop. If,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like,
And
you
then
know
you
what I
feel
mean? It's like,
so bad, and you're like, oh wait, women do this all the time. Like this is fine. Like it's you know what I mean? Like that's a
wait,
totally right.
what? Say that last part again.
I
You
said
kind of
like
like
women do this all the time, where they're like, you can stop, or I don't really want you to. It's fine. Like, and then I feel bad if I'm in the same. Like it goes no.
I mean, I don't know. I don't. I feel like I don't
I
think
don't have women telling me to
specifically like
stop.
yeah, I was about to say
It's been a
that,
long.
but
I've experienced it, but it's been a long, long time. But I'm saying, like, as you're scrolling through TikTok or something, you see all these TikToks about like when he's vigorously rubbing your like right inner thigh, thinking it's your like, you know what I mean? Like, there's all of these like, there's all these trends about like guys not being able to like perform things in a certain way, and it's true. Like a lot of guys suck at that from based on what I'm hearing, but
mhm.
yeah, it could go the other way
I don't
too.
know if it's like a toxic masculinity thing. This girl and I were talking about like where it's like guys are just like they have these preconceived notions on what things they should or shouldn't be doing or how they should be going about certain things, like in the
Uh,
bedroom or
okay.
like and like I don't know, a lot of guys are
Afraid to get
don't
pegged.
ask questions or I mean,
No, keep
I
going. I'm
guess,
sorry. I'm not.
but uh I don't know. They just don't like they think certain things should be a certain way type of deal where it's like, all right, like it's not that
Yeah.
serious, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think I oftentimes have issue with people who think things are supposed to be a certain way because that's how it is. Like I, Yeah, there's a lot of
Dude,
that's
we're just a couple monkeys on a floating rock. Let's
yeah.
just
Like,
like fuck everyone and
let's just relax a little bit.
let's
Yeah.
I don't know. Just put some vaginas in my mouth, throw some like balls around.
Mm.
Like,
Just
we're having a good time.
bats, balls, and dudes. Nothing sexual, Just,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh, I mentioned this to you last night. I had, I'm still laughing now thinking about it. Where this girl literally said to me, "You have really nice balls," and I was laughing hysterically while my dick's in her mouth. Like I was just laughing, and like
Wow, my
super,
penis.
super inappropriate for the moment. But like, she's like, "You have really
It's
nice
all right.
balls. They're very smooth." I shave them, everybody. If you follow the Chris Petrone videos, you know, make sure they're nice and taut with the razor or whatever. But I don't know. Like, I thought that was so fucking funny. I'm like, what kind of compliment is that?
You have
How
nice
many
balls.
people like compliment other people's balls?
I don't know. It's
Like,
weird. Um, I shaved mine
I
today. That was fun.
sure, nice and smooth,
It's great. I fucking love it. I
like a couple
fucking love it.
quail eggs.
I don't want any hair on me. Quail eggs.
Lasers. I think we should invest in lasers.
Maybe. I saw this like alternative to Nair called like ball. I don't know. Whatever. Basically, it's like some ball thing. I saw it on a TikTok, but they were sold out.
Well, yeah, the thing that porn stars use.
Yeah, yeah. And I
Yeah,
was like, I'm gonna
yeah.
get some of that. I think that's
Sure.
cool. I might
I
try that
also
out. I might
thought
put
of
that
that.
in my anus. Not in, but just on the inter cheek, the intra cheek space
Sure.
gap.
Mhm.
The canyon,
Mm.
the canyon, the crevasse, the ravine. Really, it's a ravine.
The ravine. It's the
It's a
ravine.
ravine. If
It's
we're
the
gonna
Mariana Trench,
get,
if we're being honest. You know.
because this ass claps.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. What was I
Yeah.
about to say? I don't even know. I'm
I don't
off
know.
track now.
The removal of hair.
But like people will always be like, hair's natural. And like it is, that's fine. I just don't want any of it on me. And I don't want it on my partner either. You know what I mean? And I refuse to feel like a bad guy for liking shaved or waxed vagina.
Yeah, I don't
I don't know.
understand the negative. Again, these are conversations I've recently had with people where like
Yeah.
we were just like, hey, like in the '80s, everyone had like a bush or whatever. Like,
Oof.
like it's just it's the
Ugh.
you know.
But also like, why do I
Well,
feel nervous to express my distaste with that? Like I like you said, oh, everybody had a bush, and I'm like, ugh, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get attacked for like going ugh, like fuck off.
I
Like
don't know.
I don't know.
It's personal preference.
Yeah. Fucking I want to slip and slide on a fucking fresh mons pubis, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to
Sure.
trying to
I
ride
don't
that
think
wave.
anyone like what would that be called? It's not like if you're shaming someone for their preferences, like what is that called? Because that seems
I don't know, but it's not right.
like it's not kink shaming because it's not like a kink, but like people are up in arms about like
Yeah.
people who kink shame or people who like shame for different things, but it's like you say you like a hairless vagina, and then everyone's like,
He's a
"You
misogynist.
bigot!" Like, it's like, wait, what?
You must hate everyone. You must like you must punch little children. Like I
I
mean,
don't know. I don't
you weren't
understand
supposed to
that.
know about that, but
I don't know. I think like I don't mind some hair, like a groomed, clean, short, like neat type of deal, but
yeah,
not
I
like
mean, it also depends on my level of attraction. Because like, here's the thing:
that's also true.
I'll have sex with people that I'm not super like that. So like, this is the list of people that I would like date, and this is the list of people I'd have sex with. Somewhere in between is the list of people that I would go down on, which I'm way more open to that
Yeah.
than you are, honestly. But again, you gotta be, you gotta suss it out. Like, listen, I've had those moments where, and shout out to alcohol for helping with this, but like, where I'll just, where I'm just like, I'll start, and I'm like, little funk, just lick it away. It'll be gone in a minute.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
clean it off. Clean it off.
yeah, I'm like, wipe that window, wipe the window, and you
Ugh.
just kind of keep going, and you're like, if there's enough spit and going on,
Ah!
it'll be gone in a minute, and you push past that, and that was mostly
We
college.
dilute it.
That was mostly college. I will say that, because there's some fucked up night. But now as an adult, like, and I guess you're an adult in college, but now as an adult with like my own place, it's like I'm not having sex with anyone, or I'm not going down on somebody unless we're like, this was kind of maybe not planned, but like we know the cleanliness of each other right now.
Sure.
You know,
Yes.
like we're not out at some festival and then stumbling back into a dorm room. The bathroom's down the hall. I can't sneak into your bathroom. I'll get in trouble. Your roommate's half asleep and we're trying to fuck. You know what I mean? Dude, your eyes are going the opposite direction right now. It's so weird.
I don't know.
But anyway,
I'm looking at you and then I'm looking at the other thing.
you're like a lizard, a chameleon. It's whatever. Anyway.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like, a lot of talk about oral sex, the most intimate form of sex.
Yeah. You know, so I got this audiobook called She Comes First. And
Okay.
I wanted to tell you about this so bad. So I listened to it on the way down. There was like 4 hours and 36 minutes left in my drive. The podcast is 4 hours and 35 minutes. I mean, not the podcast, the audiobook. And I was like, that's a coincidence. Okay, I have to listen to this.
Okay.
It starts, and it's like this nasally picture, just like a guy with a real nerdy voice. Like, and just a voice you don't want to listen to. Actually, I can pull it up for you.
Don't want to listen to it for 4 hours.
Yeah, I can pull it up for you. So I'm just gonna play like the first 20 seconds or so. Let me see. Hold on, don't listen. Try not to listen.
Okay.
Okay,
Dead air.
here we go.
Presents She Comes First, The Thinking Man's Guide to Pleasuring a Woman, written and read by Ian Kerner.
So right when he said that, I was like, "Oh, thank God it's not read by you," because I heard Ian Kerner, like he said, like he was speaking in the third person, I guess, but I thought he meant, "Oh, this is going to be now read by Ian Kerner." So I literally out loud said, I paused it and I was like, "Thank fucking Christ it's not you reading it," and I pressed play. And
Introduction. Confessions of a Premature Ejaculator.
what? I don't want to fucking listen to this clown. Sorry, Ian
Has
Kerner.
Ian Kerner ever gone down on a woman? Like, jeez.
No, but and look, there's some good info in the book, but this, I'm sorry, this was a waste of my money. Like, I knew the vast majority of what he had to say.
Hey, Ian Kerner, fuck you, man.
Ian Kerner, it's not a bit, it's a good book, but I knew a lot of what he said and the stuff. Like, there's a whole section. He's like, if you just want to skip ahead to the, I'm sorry, I'm making fun of this guy's voice, but like, it's about licking vagina. I don't want to listen to a guy who's talking like
ejaculator.
Yeah, I'm gonna premature ejaculate listening.
We're
to
just bullying Ian Kerner.
I'm sorry, Ian, man. Look, it's a wonderful look. This book there's nothing wrong that he says in this entire thing. But
You're just bullying him because of the way he sounds.
Yeah, it's upsetting. But get someone else to read it. But here's the thing. I feel better now that that's actually the author. I didn't realize that was the author. I guess it didn't click for me. Mm-hmm. I can cut him a little slack because he did write the book. I thought this was like a book some guy wrote, and they just found an intern at the Audible Studios to read this book. And he sounded like that. I'm like, this guy reads audiobooks for a living? Let me Google if I can get into this. So,
oh my God, it
was just kind of, I was like, am I about to do this right now? And I had this long contemplation of am I going to sit here and fucking listen to this guy talk about licking the labia? And the stuff that I didn't know, he said, I would encourage, if you're thinking about skipping to the second part of the book, I would highly encourage you to ask yourself these questions. Did you know that the labia is comprised of 83 different, blah, 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 blah? And he asked 8 questions, and I knew the answers to 5 of them, but the other 3, I was like, that's interesting. But it literally matters 0 that I know that the labia is comprised of 17 different sections. Or whatever, the clip. Some of it was just so sciencey. I'm like, no one needs to know this. This is just your don't spend your money on it.
Drop it. Yeah. How much was it?
What?
How much was it?
Oh, not a lot. I don't know, under 20, maybe $18 or something. But or maybe less. I don't even remember. But it was I stopped about 3 hours in. I really tried. I listened to most of that book, and the advice was fine. But then he starts talking about dental dams and all this stuff, and I'm like, I know this is the technically right thing, but I'm just never mind. I'm gonna go back to my own. I don't need this book. I thought I was gonna learn some crazy techniques, how you cross your fingers and do some of that and all this stuff, which I tried, by the way, because this girl saw it on TikTok. This one girl, and she said it felt fine. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, it wasn't anything really groundbreaking. I was like, I'm good. It's fine. I don't know.
Sounds like a waste of $18.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think the best way to learn is through trial and error.
Yeah.
asking questions,
Yeah.
getting your hands dirty, literally and figuratively, getting down there in the muddy trenches, literally and figuratively, and just,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah, I hope it's not muddy.
getting messy. Wear your galoshes and just go to town.
You ever like have a poop that it just kind of keeps wiping,
Oh.
kind of like toothpaste, like almost it just keeps
Sure.
coming, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
But then like, so I've eaten butt, and
Yeah.
I think to myself like, because I had stretches of time where that was like every poop, and that's when I started taking Metamucil. But then I was like, what if like this one, like a woman that I'm doing this to has a similar problem? Like what? Yeah, I don't know. There's just weird stuff going on. Like the human body is a disgusting fucking thing, but whatever.
That's another thing. If we're talking about eating booty,
Waxed,
I don't even know
scrub. Well, it doesn't have to be waxed, but
there's gotta be like if I'm already the way I am about like going down on a chick, like eating her ass is a like it just like it's the doors are closing down.
I'm a
on the
lot
amount of,
more
like,
willing to put my mouth on things than you are, but still not very. You know what I mean?
There's a level of like if oral sex is the most intimate form of sex, eating ass is like I don't know.
It's not as intimate, but it's definitely more like extreme.
It's not as like I don't know. Like for me to do that,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I gotta know you a little bit. Like
If
you know,
I ate your ass, I either really wanted, like I'm just really really attracted to you, or I thought you were really clean, and you were like, so like I can probably count on one hand the number of women that I ate their butt, and that's like all 4 of them maybe or whatever. Like it's I was very very attracted to them, and maybe one I was like pretty attracted to, but also was very clean. You know what I mean? Like I'm just being honest, like. You know, but I'm not. That's not the kind of thing. Like if I'm not ripping your clothes off and slamming you against the wall, like it's not. The attraction's not there, and it's just not. Eating ass is not on the agenda.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just. I remember a girl telling me a story where it's like the first time she ever stuck her finger in her ex-boyfriend's butthole was in a 7-Eleven parking lot. And
Wait,
she was
whose
telling
story
me,
is this? Like what? Someone you know?
a girl I was talking to.
Okay,
She
okay.
literally said that she stuck her finger in her ex-boyfriend's butt in a 7-Eleven parking lot, pulled it out, and there was poop on her finger. And I was like, "Yeah, and you've like touched me?"
And then she
since
licked it, and then she sucked it off her finger. No, but that's why you have wet wipes in the car. You know.
For sure.
It's a necessity. It's you know what I think I'm gonna get? I think I'm gonna get like those totes, those plastic like bins, and maybe just throw 1 or 2 in my car. Not huge ones, but like to have like things in, because I don't like right now I have a roll of paper towels just rolling around my car. Like I want to have like a little bin or something for that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That's all. That's just, hey, car hacks. TikTok coming soon. I guess I haven't posted a fucking TikTok in a few days, but dude, girls do nasty shit. Girls do nasty. I mean, we all do. And like, I feel like it's like the kind of thing. Like, who said it? Bill Burr was like, "No doesn't mean no. No means no." But like, no, stop it. Like that doesn't mean no. It's different. Like you're just saying it that way because you want me to initiate so that you can feel better about, you know, this act that you've performed with hundreds of other people or whatever. And like, he's basically saying like, there's this innocence, right? That's like, or this like societal standard that you need to be like, oh, I don't do that. I'm a lady. But like, dude, girl, like everybody does some nasty shit. And like the girls who can be like upfront, honest about it and like openly talk about sex and sexual activities and stuff with me, I feel a lot more comfortable with. I don't want to, I don't like this whole like game. Like I'm watching Bridgerton. Have you started Bridgerton?
No.
You won't like it, but it's like an old school. Did you ever see Rain?
No.
It's like old, like Victorian. They're wearing like, it's like a period.
I think I saw the like trailer for it on Netflix or whatever.
Right. Okay. So basically, and I'm actually enjoying it, but the first episode I had to like push through because I'm like, this show kind of sucks, but I'm whatever. Now I'm caught up and invested in the characters. But there's this. It's basically all about like this woman who is to be wed, and suitors come from all over to like woo her and stuff, and they make reference several times to like, oh, is her honor still intact? Like, has she had sex yet? Like all this stuff, and like virginity is a big thing, and we still have like kind of the echoes of that in our society today, right? But it's like when there's this game that's being played in like the dating world a little bit, like if I feel like there's this weird like back and forth with a girl, and she's trying to like not be too like quote unquote what she might think is easy. Like to me, that's a huge like I'm like no, like you like because in her mind she's thinking there's this whole like standard, and I just want someone who I can be real with and connect with on a human level, and we can just be like yeah, fuck, and like realness. Does that make sense? Like I'm sure you've encountered women who
sure.
are on one side of the spectrum or the other.
Yeah, I think a lot of that comes from just like being an effective communicator, though, from either
Yeah.
side, like man or woman. Like if you like say don't want to have sex or
Mhm.
like you don't want to be too easy, just like say that. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
say it. Cause it's like if like say, you're the type of person where it's like you're trying to like feel it out, like say you don't want to like put out like you want to see like, oh, I'm gonna wait till like the third or fourth date to see this or that. Just kind of like say that.
Just
I feel
you don't
like
have to say specifically like that, but like
you don't
start
have to say,
have
yeah,
that
but like
conversation.
yes,
You know, like be like, hey, just this is what I'm kind of like looking for in my dating life, and this is how I feel about things, and blah blah blah. And like I had
oh,
this,
that should be
that
established.
should be
That
like an
should be
immediate
like
thing. There was this girl I showed you this. Oh, how I don't know. I the girl that I brought up to you on the phone last night. She had a characteristic that I mentioned to you, and you're like, oh. So anyway,
yes.
so this girl, we were like messaging, and there was this possibility of us like hanging out or whatever. But then we kind of basically got down to the nitty gritty, the meat and potatoes. And she was
Yes.
basically saying how, like with her, like she put, and you've heard this a million fucking times, I'm sure, like to me, like sex is more special than just like a hookup. I can't really separate it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like I respect the fuck out of that. Do what you got to do. I'm happy that we had this conversation, and that's fine. Like we're not compatible in that way. We don't want the same things. Cool. Boom. Done. And there's definitely like, this person that I'm thinking of, I just know that this is the type of person that there's this whole like standard, like she wants to go to her friends and be like, he took me here for dinner. Oh, he brought flour. Like she wants that. And I don't,
Okay.
that shit doesn't fly with me. Like we're going to kick it. We're homies. Like I want to date someone that I feel like is my homie. Like I don't want to date someone that I feel like is this woman I'm trying to woo and to oh, let me shake your father's hand. Fuck that shit. Like just be my friend. Like be my homie. Let's kick it. Let's go to fucking Cookout at midnight and eat milkshakes and talk about like our lives in the parking lot. Like I don't, I want to fucking kick it with you. I don't want to be like I have to open the door for her and pull out her chair and like fuck that shit, bro. I'm not, because you're immediately the whole power dynamic shifts and it's now all in her favor.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. I just want to be equals. I want to be homies.
Yeah. For
I don't
sure.
want you to, like, because there's some people out there who are like, I'm like a precious flower that you need to win over, like an urn.
Get over yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Get off your fucking high horse. Like we're all human. We all shit. Like that's fine. You don't have to. And like I said, I totally respect. Like going back to what the girl said. That's fine if that's what makes her happy. And that's what she feels. And she communicated it. Good job. That was good. There was no issues there. I'm just saying. For my preferences, like, yeah, I don't want someone who's like what was the fucking thing that Cersei Lannister said in like season 8 of Game of Thrones, or whatever? She's like, if you want a whore, buy her. If you want a queen, earn her. And every girl on the planet had that in their like Instagram bio the next day. And then he fucked her anyway, like in the same day or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is like what it was like what game are we playing? Like just fuck. Like if you want to fuck. Like, but that was a whole different situation. There was like a business deal going on. He had to attack whatever. That's fine. I don't know my fucking Game of Thrones lore. But my point is, I like people who are real.
Yeah. I think a lot of people aren't effective communicators in their like early 20s or mid 20s or teens or whatever it is. And that's like the main. Like I feel like almost all issues stem from that. Like people just not being on the same page.
I agree.
So it's like simply like talking about something. And I think a lot of, it's both sides of the spectrum. People aren't very like
Communicative.
good with that.
Yeah.
I recently was going out with a girl a few times and she just kind of was like, she came off as being very mature for 21. And she's like, yeah, like this is what I want. And like super straightforward. Like this is what I want. And like I'm not gonna like play games. Like if this is what I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, blah 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 blah. Super straightforward. Like I put my glasses on when we were out. She's like, "You wear glasses?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Those look good. I like that. That's sexy." And I was just like I just wasn't like prepared for
I think
like
I know.
her,
I think I know
like-
who you're talking about, right?
Yeah, and like we had a good couple dates. It was fun. We were just kind of like, nothing like super serious or whatever. But then she just like kind of ghosted me for like a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
And like we were establishing plans for like the next time we hung out, and like she just kind of like didn't respond to me for a couple times.
Mm.
And so then after a while, I was just like, I just kind of like bashed her. Like I didn't really care. I was like you're saying like
Yeah.
you're not here to play games. You're doing this or that. Like she just wasn't being a very good communicator. I'm like, look, if you don't want to hang out with me, don't hang out. Like I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just fucking tell me. And I just kind of like went off on her a little bit and was like, not
Yeah.
like I wasn't like insulting her, but I was
Yeah.
just like, like you say one thing and you're doing a different thing. Like,
Sure. Yeah.
and then I don't know. She like sent me like a response afterwards after I called her out on her bullshit. But
Yeah.
like I'm just like, I don't know. Like if you're gonna talk is cheap, so you got to
Talk is cheap.
act on what you're like you could say that. My whole point for saying all this is like you can say one thing, but then you have to follow up on that through your actions, which
Mm.
so like people are a lot of people our age aren't effective communicators, but
Right.
then like even those who like appear like they are might not always act on it. So just be a
Sure.
straight like you
It's
could
a
say like,
difficult
"Oh
thing to
yeah,
navigate, you know?
I'm not playing games," and then you could just play you know what I mean? It's not
Right.
like
I see what you're saying. You can't like,
there's two sides to that. Like you have to verbally do it and then like also fulfill the
there's
like action
there's there's
itself.
there's a lot of people who will say
I'm
like,
this, so I'm not doing this, or I'm trying to do that, and then like they'll do it anyway.
and then in their head it's like, because I said it, I'm like solidifying it, and they're almost saying it for themselves more than for other
Grow
people.
up,
It's like, yeah,
like you
yeah,
know what I mean? Grow up.
yeah. That's I think the way to get better at that is to have people in your circle kind of call you out on and be like, hey, you do that, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that I can, for example, like there's maybe a small handful of people who are close to me that I can ask and be like, hey, what are my strengths and what are my flaws? And they'll give me a pretty good, like if I asked you, you'd give me a pretty damn good read. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you have to go to those people in your life and just be like, how can I be a better, just like you were saying about eating some veg, like you go to the people in your life every once in a while and check in and be like, from the outside looking in, like, what do you think I need to do better in life? Or like, what do you think when do you see me at my best and my most engaged? And when do you see me at my worst? And what do you think? Is there a pattern there? Like, help me out, and you kind of just get some advice from the people close to you. And those people need to do that. And I mean, we all need to do it. I need to do it,
Yeah, for sure.
Yikes. Now let's go into 30 seconds of dead air.
I mean, hey, this is your podcast.
It's a moment. Let me see how long it's been, actually. I'm curious. I don't know how long it's been. It's been
How long do these typically run?
like an hour, like 50 minutes to an hour and a half.
Do you have people ask you questions or anything? Like write in questions?
Sometimes, not this time, no, but yeah, I've done that before. Yeah. We're at 58 minutes right now, so I feel fine. We can keep ripping this. Like,
yeah,
I'm feeling good. I can look. I have Ian Kerner. I just saw it again when I pulled up my phone.
yo, fuck you, Ian Kerner.
Yeah, god damn it, Ian Kerner. Watch like him be related to somebody like, who listens to this.
What? Oh, watch him be related to someone that was.
Yeah, like my uncle's Ian Kerner. You dicks. I'm like, oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I matched with 2 girls on Bumble, like a dual,
Okay.
like a 2-girl profile. 2 girls, 1 profile. The last time that happened to me, I licked both of their vaginas in the same night. It was great. They came over a couple times. They came over and we drank and we did fun things. So this one specifically, let me read you the bio, because the bio here is different. This is a little, we'll see. I don't actually think I'll ever meet these women. We just matched and maybe said like 2 words to each other.
Okay.
But their bio says, looking for a boy, first of all, whatever, best friend to complete our trio and scream in the car with. And I'm like, I don't think, I'm not getting good vibe. Like, I feel like I'm getting just not the right energy here. But I think it's interesting that it's a fucking dual profile. I love that. My mind immediately goes 3-way when I see that, but
yeah,
which is why that's enthralling to me. But I don't think I'm going to meet up with them. What's Dogecoin at?
What is Dogecoin?
I'm up. I put in 450.
You put in 450 of your own money?
Yeah. And so now
at what?
I'm not sure. How do you find that out?
What'd you do it on?
What do you mean?
Go to average cost. It says your position, and then look at average cost.
Your position, average cost. Where do I? All right, so I'm going to Doge.
It's under quantity. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go to Doge. Oh, here we are. Okay. Total return is $233.
Damn.
So I'm up 51.9%. My average cost is 36 cents. What's yours?
I mean, all crypto, my average cost is 5 cents, like 5.
Okay.
3.
All right, so you're up a bit. Yeah, mine's 36 because this is back when it was low.
Yeah. I bought when it was a lot higher, but all cryptos are up today. So
all the cryptos are up today. That's cool.
Elon Musk was tweeting a lot about cryptos.
King Elon over here just hey, Dogecoin to the fucking moon.
To the moon. He was I'm trying to think what it was that he was saying, but he was, I don't know if he like made a poll about like the future currency of Earth. He did this 17 hours ago. Future currency of Earth. All other cryptos combined, Dogecoin to the moon. Dogecoin got 71%.
Dogecoin to the moon, baby.
That was 2 million votes.
Yeah.
So
Jesus, fuck.
Yeah. So
yeah, my market buy was $4.50 at 36 cents. Interesting.
Yeah, man. Elon's.
Well, think about it. Like, what's going to happen one day? Now, listen, this is going to be in our lifetimes, I don't think, because for there to be like some global, like Bitcoin is currently used for things. But I don't know. I think there needs to be some sort of like alien invasion for all the global superpowers to unite into one like federation or something, you know, where it's like, okay,
Galactic Federation,
or like a global, just something where it's like, you know, us and Russia are on the same. Because here's the thing. So right now, think about like passports and shit. And you go to like Europe. If you want to leave the country, you need a passport for the most part, unless you're going to like a territory like Puerto Rico or something. I don't think you need it for that.
Yeah.
But, and hey, I might go live in the Virgin Islands one day. But anyway.
Sure.
But like think about, so when you think about scalability, how fucking silly that is. So like think about like the Star Wars universe. Obviously that life might be kind of like that. Like we might do interplanetary travel and stuff, and intersystem travel even one day, maybe. But then when you think about like, oh, and these fuckers need a passport to go like 1,000 miles on their planet, like it just seems so silly. Like eventually we as a human species will be like, okay, why are we all divided in these powers on the planet? Like, why don't we make a thing? You know, you can govern this, but we need something.
To be Team Earth.
We need to be Team Earth because but the thing is, you can't be team like. If you want to be a team, there need to be other teams. You know, you need to be in a league with other teams. You can't just. Right now, it's Team USA, Team Russia, Team whatever.
We need something to unify the world.
That's what I'm saying. This is like, let's say you know, there's a World Cup of soccer, and you're in Spain. I'm just throwing out a country, and there's like, oh, this is Team Madrid, this is Team Barcelona, this is Team Pamplona, whatever. Like, and they get together in the capital to compete at once a year. But then, oh shit, there's other countries now. Okay, we're just gonna make a Team Spain. Kind of like the same thing. Like we're all like these countries on a planet, but then there's no other planets now. Oh fuck, we need a Team Earth, and maybe even we can even still keep our kind of regional, you know, countries and whatnot. But we need a team. We need some sort of federation to represent
a global power.
Exactly, and if that could be a currency too that we use, like that's Dogecoin to the moon, baby. Dogecoin to the mother effing moon.
That'd be interesting. I mean, I think it's realistic. Like in our lifetime, we'll see like a man on Mars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows what the future holds? It's fascinating.
It's fucking fascinating. I don't know. Like that shit gives me hope, man. That shit gives me hope. I don't know. There's some experiences that I have that kind of do the opposite, and there's other experiences that enlighten me and fill me with hope. So I don't know. We're getting deep now. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think like a lot of this shit is just made up. Nothing's really like, I don't know. There's so many times where there's a thing going around on TikTok right now. It's like, I'm really stressing about homework. And then I saw this. And then did you see it? Like it scales the planets and then like the galaxy and then the whole thing.
Yeah, I saw that a couple days ago.
And then all the comments are like, wow, all this really means nothing. Like, wow, we're really nothing. Like none of this matters. And like, it's just like, yeah.
It's a really good de-stressor.
Fucking matters, people.
It's a really good way to.
None of it matters.
Forget the little, the what you say, the petty thing or the sweat.
Yeah. Don't sweat the petty things, pet the sweaty things. It's just
I'm
kind of like
yeah.
that's my whole thing. We're just monkeys on a flying rock. Like eat some vaginas, gobble some penis. Like who gives a
Gobble
shit?
me,
Like
swallow me. You know.
yeah, like I don't
It's
know.
it's yeah. I'm with you on that. Is someone knocking? No, that would have been louder. Uh, dude, I have Jersey Mike's in the fridge, which is gonna be pretty dank. That's cool.
Mhm.
I love. You got to
It's
get
fun.
Mike's Way, first of all.
Is that when they just douse it with like oil and
Oregano,
like
oil, and vinegar. Yeah. You
I
saw the
saw I
Trevor
saw like
Wallace. Trevor Wallace made a
what?
TikTok, and it's like, you know the audio that it's like, you motherfuckers, like that one where he's like, you know the
I
audio?
think so. I don't know.
I could pull it up maybe, but it's basically Trevor Wallace. So the audio is like, you motherfuckers, you motherfucker, and it becomes like demonic almost. And
Mhm.
girls use it like when your boyfriend asks to like get a blowjob when you're on your period, and you're like, you motherfucker, whatever, and you get angry. But then so it's Trevor, Trevor Wallace.
Yeah.
It's like life's a
It's the guy
beach in
you
your hair, dude. Yeah, that guy.
yeah.
So he's standing there and he's in like a visor and like he has like a bottle and it's like Jersey Mike's employees when they don't want their sandwich submerged in oil and vinegar. What? You motherfuckers. And I'm just like, yo, it's such because I literally opened it and I'm like, it's like wet at the bottom. I'm like, yeah, I love it. I love it. But
I saw a meme on like Twitter where it was like Jersey Mike's employees like smothering my like sandwich in oil, and it's like a guy like dumping a basket of whatever it was, and he was just like slamming all like the oil and the whatever everywhere.
it's
Like
fucking
I don't like
good.
that.
I love it. I love it, Mike's Way. You got to get a Mike's Way. But there's
No,
a place called
I
White
don't
House Subs down in Atlantic City. What the fuck? AC, Atlantic City. And it's like really good. It's like old school Jersey subs, and it's like it's so fucking good. I went there with Russell, the guy we played Call of Duty with when I was at the convention down there,
yeah.
and maybe Gina. I don't know. One other person was with us, and we're hanging out, we're eating, and the subs are fucking like they're like this, and it's like $20, and it's like a fucking huge thing, and it's cut into sections, and we got like two to share between the three of us, and I think we even had leftovers. It was just insane, but shit's so good. I love sandwiches. I'm a sandwich guy.
Sandwiches are
I love
fun.
sandwiches.
I don't know.
Yeah,
A good panini.
biscuits are no for you.
No, they're dry. It's just kind of like it's unnecessary, really.
Yeah,
I don't understand the hype.
yeah. There's a lot of places with not great food in the country,
Yeah.
and I think certain things are put on a pedestal, and it's just some of the people are so out of touch with what a good X, Y, or Z actually tastes like that they're like, oh, this is so fucking good, and you try it, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like the whole like, oh, I'm so good at sucking dick, and it's like, nah. Like, you got to try this pizza in Gainesville, Georgia. It's the best pizza you'll ever have. Okay,
Hmm.
All
Yeah,
right.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of people think they're good at shit that they're not, or a lot of people think things are good that aren't.
Yeah,
Like,
I've been guilty of both in my life. I mean, I think
yeah,
we all have.
for sure.
Yeah,
But when it comes to sucking dick and pizza, those are the two things we know.
you better come correct.
You better come fast.
You, dude, I had this one girl that I like. Went to Slurp Town. So, okay, first of all, I just want to say I'm really upset. I get livid sometimes that like a girl can text me and say, I really want to suck your dick right now. Doesn't sound weird. That's exciting. That's like, ooh, that's sexy. What do I say to a girl to say the same thing? I really want to go down on you. Like, why don't we have a cool thing to say? Like, what if I really want to slurp your puss right now? I really want to lick your vagina right now. That's not.
Is the drive-through open? Because I wanna.
Because I
wanted
want
an
to eat
Arby's
out.
number
I want
2
to eat out at Arby's. No.
I want an Arby's number 2 with a Dr. Pepper.
I'm
No?
also a
Okay.
fan of like not like I don't like a lot of flapping going on down
Well,
there.
we
and
know.
That's
We know.
yeah, that's the thing that I say a lot. But also, so here's another thing. This is one of those things, and I go on this rant. Sometimes I'll make it quick. That like if I'm really attracted to the girl, that doesn't matter to me very much. Like as much. Like the extent to which it matters goes down drastically if I'm really into the girl. It's like face and body and personality and rest of her. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm really into
Sure.
someone, then I'm not picking at things. But if I'm just like, it's a hookup, then I'm kind of picking at things, which but not because I want to
Sure.
pick this person apart, but just because I need to like feel attracted to them. And if I'm like already on the fence and something else, I'm like trying to come on, whatever. I need water.
Okay.
Entertain the people.
Okay.
All right.
What should I even talk about?
I don't know
Oh
what
my
you're
God.
gonna say. Don't say anything that'll get me in trouble.
All right, here's the deal, people. Go follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Ryan Petrone, RyanPetrone. Give me some free followers. Fucking send me money if you want. I don't give a shit. I'm broke. I'm in college. I could use your money. I don't know, a podcast. Damn, he does a weekly podcast. Oh wow, he's back already. That was really fast. All right, never mind then. Sorry, everyone. Couldn't keep you in. Oh, now he's back.
What are we talking about?
Nothing.
I'm gonna go
just
and
gonna,
edit this and listen to
I
it.
know, just like pimping my shit.
Oh,
Telling
all
people
right.
send me money.
Oh, good.
Nothing
Yeah.
like crazy.
Yeah, if you guys want to support the
I don't know.
podcast, you can always financially support Ryan or just follow him on TikTok or whatever. Did I tell you I'm gonna start Twitch streaming again, like once or twice a week?
Yeah,
I'm gonna actually right after this I'm gonna go set it all up in my bedroom. I avoided having any like electronics and stuff in my bedroom for a long time, but I realized it just felt empty. Did I show you what I did? I took the bed. You know how it was on that one wall, like kind of like where the stairs were?
Sure.
I put it on the other side. So now when you walk in, you don't have to like walk around the bed to get to the closet. It's just open in that. And I took that leather chair and put it there too. So I think I'm gonna get a little desk. So like it's just like a sitting area, and it's like it's so much better. It really is so much better right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
Reorganizing the space.
reorganizing the space, yeah. So what are we pimping? Oh, so TikTokChris.com. You can become a Patreon. If you click Patreon, it'll bring you to my Patreon website, which is patreon.com/ChrisPetrone. And for just $5 a month, you can get early access to podcasts like this, which,
Wow.
surprise, guys, this is the first podcast that's going to go on YouTube, and it's also the first one that gets released early to Patreons because it's on YouTube as well. And the YouTube content I release early for Patreons. So this might be up for Patreons like tonight,
Wow.
Yeah. And it's, today's Saturday, February 6th. Yeah. Whose birthday's Gianna? 16th?
February 16th.
16th, yeah. And she's going to be
17.
17. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's bananas.
Wild.
I remember her 14th birthday when she had the 14 balloons. Remember, like, it was like the number 14 in balloons? Whatever. I just remember that for some reason because I have this like flashbulb memory of this like picture that was taken, I think.
Yeah.
From
I'm
that
getting
day.
old.
I realized that. I look at content of myself and I look at content when I was younger. And I looked a little weird because of how skinny I was when I was younger. Like I had like an alien head. It was a little weird. But like I feel like some people they can look nice when they're like 18, 19. And then other people it's like, put a little weight on. Like you
Yeah.
I'll send you this one video. I literally look like I have no neck and then my head is just this bulbous thing, whatever. The fuck was I trying to say? But yeah, dude, time flies. And I noticed today, I've been noticing lately, I look at myself and I'm like, I definitely look older,
Yeah. Weathered. Like an old catcher's mitt.
You should see my anus. Like, you should see my butthole.
It's like a chewed up piece of gum.
It's like lost its color too, and
lost flavor.
There's no more flavor. Yeah, no, the flavor gets better with time. Actually, yeah, dude, that's another thing I think about a lot. Like, does our like breath get worse as we get older, or does our like armpit do we stink as are we dirtier as we get older? Like, or can you just wash it away?
Oh God, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Because they say like baby's breath is clean, and like I'm not out here smelling babies like anything else, but I'm just saying, like, do you think like as a human being, as you get older, you smell worse quicker maybe, or like I don't know. I've always thought about that.
I don't know.
I have this weird.
I feel like there's like a morning musk people wake up with sometimes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I mean, I ate a sandwich before we did this, and my breath has smelled terrible this whole time. I could taste it on my tongue.
Oh.
I need to go brush my teeth.
Scrape.
And like, I'll scrape, and then I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I just
I don't know.
People smell. I don't know.
People do smell. There's also like people can have a natural scent that I like.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like BO, but I'm saying like people smell different. Do you remember what was that girl's name at the Fuck.
Oh
When
boy,
we
oh
went
boy,
shopping.
oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
What?
I don't know. What do you mean?
When we went shopping, I forgot. Like I was checking out. It was at Target, maybe the Target at like across from that pet store in Huntington on Jericho, and her name was like.
Oh,
Do you
we
remember her
bought
name?
something for.
We were buying stuff for the family. I don't remember what we bought. That maybe a picture frame or something. But we were
Yeah.
checking out, and
Her name.
what was her name? It was like funny. I made it
I don't
into a
know.
joke, and I was gonna say like it had like
I know what you're
vowels
talking
in
about. I
it.
know who you're referring to.
Anyway,
Sure.
so she smelled a certain way that reminded me of one of my exes, and I liked the smell. I was like, it almost like, you know how certain people have like a very similar scent.
Mm-hmm.
Like you might
Sure.
date someone and they smell a certain way, and then you might date someone years later, and you're like, oh, you kind of smell like that one person I was dating. Like certain people's like just bodily scents
Mm-hmm.
will be different, and then sometimes you'll find people who are actually similar in their bodily sense. It's like a
Yeah.
strange thing, and I think it must be like a whole combination of factors. Sometimes like if people like I can kind of smell their detergent in their clothes. Whatever. Anyway, you ever like were with a girl and you like going down there and it's almost like the main thing you're smelling is like laundry detergent. You're not really you know what I mean? You're not.
Which I like that, like,
Yeah. That's not a bad thing.
like dryer sheets type of smell.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah,
I
100%.
don't know if it was me. Like I was walking into the house like yesterday or the day before. I don't know if it was like my sweatshirt came out of like the dryer or something, but all I could smell was like clean laundry, and I'm like, I love whatever this is right now.
Yeah,
I'm like,
like,
I
I
don't know if
want
it's
this to
me,
be on
just
my
like
butthole.
I love it.
Yeah, I want to
And
rub myself in dryer sheets before hookup.
yeah, and I think it's the
Yeah.
same thing with like a scent, like
Yeah.
we're talking about like odors, or like if we're talking about like tastes, like flavors. Like if you're talking about like going down on someone, that type of thing, like
Oh my god.
like I don't know, the best
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
I can describe like is something like there's no taste. Like it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of like there's no taste, and like there's no like real smell. It's just kind of like a clean canvas for me to paint with my tongue.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
There's also okay, so
Call me Picasso.
I knew people. I've known ladies, and I don't know what it is that well, like freshly showered and everything. And here's a perfect example. Like if I'm with two ladies at once, which is an occasional thing that I like to get into. They both showered, both gathered together here with me today for the same purpose, and neither is smelling bad at all. And I'm talking about their vaginas, but like one might be like nothing, and then the other one might be like, okay, like I can tell that this is your like crotch in a way, like not bad, like it doesn't smell bad, but I kind of know like there's a little bit of like
There's a baseline. There's not all vaginas are created differently. Like
Yeah.
not all are equal, but there's like a baseline smell / taste that is almost like exactly the same over all vaginas. Like
right. Yeah, I know what
where
you're trying to say.
it's
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
same like flavor palette, but like not exactly the same.
It's like how
But
there's
you're like,
different
I know
cheeses.
this is a vagina. Like it's
Yeah.
I'm eating cheese. I'm not eating like I might be eating a different type of
This
cheese.
is
but, like,
smoked
it's
Gouda.
in the family.
This is
Exactly.
honey goat cheese.
There's
Like
you know,
provolone.
like you could eat 2 or 3 different vaginas that all taste differently, but you can tell they're vagina. Like there's a flavor,
a thread, a common thread woven throughout those
woven through. Yes.
anatomical organs.
I don't know what that is like, the chemistry that's going on in there.
Well, it's like anything. It's like, oh, this
The
smells like an
cauldron's
armpit.
boiling.
Like I can smell. Well, you might smell an armpit and be like, you know what? Okay. Let me put it to you this way. I could go and take a shower right now and get some Dove unscented sensitive skin soap, lather it up with like a loofah or a washcloth, and scrub my armpit. Okay. Then the other armpit, I can maybe take a little bit of soap, just use my hand, lather it up, and rinse it off. Look, sweat's going through my white shirt, and just rinse it off, right? And if you smell each one, this armpit might smell like nothing. This armpit might smell like a really clean armpit. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference in the two girls that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's like a little bit of like a lingering of like, we're like, okay, this is like an armpit, but it's really clean. And I'm down to put my mouth on it.
Exactly.
And then the other one, you're like, I don't smell anything.
Yes.
And the same thing applies with like just
Like they're both
all over your
good. Like I
body.
don't.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I guess you'd prefer one or the other, but it's whatever. Like I don't know. It's not. Yeah. Other
Here's the
factors are more
deal.
important than the
So
person.
if you like, if you're say a woman and you have like odor issues with like your vagina,
Okay.
is that the type of thing where it's like, do you want to be told that? Well, I feel like
Mm.
if it's like a bad, like first of all, I feel like, right?
So I say this all the time, dude. There's been several women in my life who it smelled fishy, which is usually BV. It's like a bacterial infection.
Mm.
They had no idea. I don't think they had any idea because this is multiple. This is maybe like 7 or 8 women in my life who I've had sex with a lot of people. But they were asking me about body count the other night, and people are guessing like 20. I'm like, oh boy. And like everyone guessed in the 20s. It was a whole whatever. So anyway, so yeah. So there maybe have been like 7 or 8 women who were just straight up fishy, and like they had showered right before. It's not something you can clean out. It's like literally a bacterial thing like going on inside. Like you have to get antibiotics or whatever or something. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Don't take that as advice. But they didn't know, and I'm like, did they just get so used to this that they think this is what like it's supposed to like? This has happened a lot of times.
Maybe.
Like not a lot, but like you ever see the TikTok? It's like, if I had a nickel for every time this happened, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. This is like, I'd have like 7 or 8 nickels, which is not that much, but it's weird that it happened that many times.
Sure.
And, but they just don't know. And yeah. And I'm like, why don't you know? And that leads me to believe like, damn, should we issue a PSA for just, all right, all women, like, let's create like a check, like where you go and to like a doctor and they tell you straight. I mean, they do that. They go to like but like I almost like go get a close friend to just give it a little sniff, like
waft in your general direction.
But like if
Maybe
you
put,
can't
like, a
tell,
fan and shoot it towards someone.
Yeah, like this leads me to believe that you can't tell.
Fan and just have it.
But I've heard that sort of thing from women before. They'll be like, oh yeah, there's this one girl or whoever that like you could like smell when she was on her period and like she didn't realize and like all this stuff. Like this is a thing. I think that's a little
different. I think periods are a completely different thing. I think that's like a different ball game.
Yeah,
but because I had a female friend and we were talking and she said that like she had a friend who like it's a legitimate issue. She was like taking a medication for it, probably the thing that you were talking about, and like sometimes like you could just like you're like in the car with her, and, like you could smell it or like stuff like that. So like she knew about it. She was insecure about it. Like, she's like, yeah, sometimes I'm scared, like if I'm with a guy, because like I don't. And she's like, can you smell it? And she was like, honestly, like I'm gonna tell you because I'm your friend. Like, yeah. And then like she got pissed. But it's like, I mean, I would want to know, you know. That's it. Like, a girl who I was recently like messing around with, like we were talking about it after the fact, where it's like you know she didn't smell, like didn't taste like anything, like it was good, all good. And then she's like, yeah, like she's like, you didn't like smell musty or any must, you know, nothing like that, like, you smell good. I'm like, and then like I was really thinking like, what does it like I don't know. I know I love baby powder. I use like a lot of baby powder. I freshen up. I like, you know, shave everything. But like, I don't know. I feel like balls can smell sometimes.
Sure.
Like it's like the differences, but like a taste type of thing. Like I've never sucked a dick, nor do I ever plan on it. But like,
God, yeah,
I can't imagine like dicks tasting as bad as like bad tasting vaginas. I don't know. Like
I think it's
because it's an external thing. It's not like an internal. Like
I think it could get really funky.
Sure,
if you allowed it, but I think what you're saying is like
or work out and shit like that. Yeah.
It's a more straightforward cleaning process, maybe. I don't know. I don't have a vagina, so I don't fucking know how it works. But like, I get. Oh, say, here's what you're getting at. I think maybe. Let me tell me if I'm wrong. Like, for all the variants that we might see in different vaginas out there in terms of like people's cleanliness and stuff, like, do women experience the same variants when they're with guys? Like, are some dicks really stinky and some people really clean, and like and they're asking themselves the same questions, like, why do you not?
I think there's like a mustiness, like that. I think stems from like the balls area because it's like dark and, you know, possibly damp and things like that. But like, not me though. I'm always dry, baby powder all the time. Pat up those balls.
I don't do any of that before the deed.
if I'm gonna have sex or like if a girl's coming over, I'll powder up my balls. I don't powder up like my dick area because then it's just gonna
Powder up
taste
your
like baby
balls.
powder. Yeah, I slap under the balls. I hit
Slap under.
from under, like behind the balls, like
Okay.
facing my like.
What if they? Okay. Well, it depends. I mean, if it's like a new thing, like if I know we're not getting particularly what? No, see, because I'm always if I'm hooking up with a girl, I'm not putting. I might do a little tiny bit right in the beehole, a little bit of chassis in the butthole. But
Oh,
like,
I'll smack the butthole with it
yeah,
for
but I'm
sure,
not. I'm
and I
not
hit
giving.
like under the
Not,
taint area.
yeah,
Like I'll hit that.
yeah, but I mean, I listen. I've gotten some interesting sloppy top like that. You ever have where they do they do like the lift and lick. So they have here you go in one hand you got the dinger, and then you kind of like get
Mhm.
under the balls and they'll do a little bit of that action, and like the balls are just kind of like sitting here on their face. The dinger's here, so they're like this, and they're like getting
So they're
under,
licking
not your
like
butthole necessarily, but maybe like right under the ball,
the
like
devil's driveway,
the
the
devil's
taint
driveway, the
area.
underside of yeah, like that's a
Mm.
thing.
The land bridge.
That's a thing, and yeah, I mean, I just thought about the Ring of Fire, like when during
Mm.
pregnancy, like that. Anyway, ooh, I don't ever want to have babies, but luckily I'm a guy, so I don't. That's not okay. But yeah, that's a thing, and I'm just not putting baby powder all down there because I don't know what's the festivities are about to occur. I'm lathering up loads of soap and I'm gonna exfoliate. I'm taking a washcloth, something that's gonna scrub
Sure,
to
yeah.
get away any dead skin or whatever is going on. I want to come out raw. I want to come out like glowing, like pink, because I was just
Almost burning. Like you took off a layer of skin.
I want
Like
I want
it
like
hurts.
what's like the like third degree burn? I want like a first degree burn.
You have a light chemical burn,
Oh,
and it's
maybe
just
like a wind
it's
burn.
very uncomfortable. Mm.
Yeah, a soap burn. I don't know what you might call it, but feel the burn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I think
Bernie.
cleanliness is a big thing, just in general.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know what we're gonna title this pod. I'm thinking
Sharpen
of the
up,
title.
people.
I'm thinking, yeah, sharp. Like, and look, dude, because I try to think to myself,
Men
like,
and women alike. All of you out
yeah,
there.
yeah, I don't care what you're doing, get clean. I think to myself, like, where do I fall on the scale? Because like there's been ladies who are just like, no, it tastes like nothing. It's like they're just so like, I don't know. There's no taste or scent or anything. Then there's some that are like clean, but you can kind of still, this is a vagina.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people that I'm thinking of specifically that are like that, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But like, I would like to be the no taste. But where do I fall on that? And has it been the same with every person? Like, is it just a matter of me cleaning better, or is it a matter of my smell as a human being?
Yeah, I don't know. I think like if I'm gonna be, I always do like my deodorant, and then if I know I'm gonna be intimate with a woman,
Yeah.
like I put on cologne, like for the most part, like just regularly. But if I know I'm specifically going to be intimate with a woman, I just lift my shirt square in the middle of my fucking chest, just bop, and I just hit it once, because I'm like that'll like stay there and like kind of like get trapped underneath my clothing. So it's like when I'm taking all the shit off, like I'm still gonna smell. Like I have chest hair, like you said,
Hair trap scent.
the hair trap
It'll
scent.
dry on the hairs,
And like I've been told like several times, like whether it's like a post sex, like laying there and like cuddling type thing, like you smell really good. But it's like if I know that's something happen, I lift my shirt right in the middle of my chest, put my shirt down, and then I just do like a spray or I'll like walk through it or do whatever. But like I
Interesting.
make sure to
Interesting.
get that like initial on the skin scent locked
Yeah.
in. I don't know.
Lock in the scents.
For sure.
Huh. I guess I don't do that as much. I don't know.
I don't use like the body wash stuff, like the like Dove or Old Spice body wash. I don't really like that stuff. Like if you use it, you get out of the shower and you're like, I just smell good. Like
Yeah, it's like
it's like on
Zach.
your
It's like
skin.
Zach when he gets out of the
Yeah,
shower.
that's exactly like he just smells
Dude,
good.
Zach gets out of the shower and he smells
he
like men's
smells
body
so
wash.
good.
And I'm like, I just want to smell you, bro. Like in a not weird way.
Yeah.
Like
I've told it. I'm like, dude, you smell really
just
good.
wanna
He's like, I appreciate that.
rub his muscular shoulders, and
But, like, I don't like body wash, like, my skin I just, like, kinda kicked the mic. I'm like, my
it didn't
skin,
sound
like,
like
gets
anything.
irritated from it. But,
I
like,
switched to Dove unscented bars.
that's it. I just use the Dove bars, and
Mhm.
then I use, like I think it's unscented, I don't even know. But, Then I
Mine
save
just
it for
smells
like
like
my
soap.
cologne or deodorant or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you save the scent for the other thing. Yeah, and that's another thing. I should probably use unscented deodorant, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been like I'm so
I can't
particular with
believe I
like my
sweat through this.
deodorant and stuff like that.
Yeah, me too.
Like that was when I was in like middle school or like early high school. I feel like I would just like sweat
Mm-hmm.
like if you're like going through puberty or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. Oh,
so
I
like
was constantly uncomfortable.
oh, I just remember being in like middle school, like freshman in high school, and like sitting there in like a t-shirt in class and like my armpits sweating, and it's like yeah, like just gross. And so I would use like the Old Spice or like the Speed Stick, like white gross cap deodorant. It's like clay in your armpits, like,
Yeah.
bleh. And then there was like the gel deodorants where it's just like liquid, like your armpits are just wet and they have to like dry. And I hated that. And then I originally like maybe like my sophomore year of high school, I found the Degree
Ugh.
Arctic Edge bar like stick of deodorant
Yeah.
and like I used it. I'm like, wow, I'm not sweating at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it's like a little wet, but like it dries fairly quickly, and when it does, it smells nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this is like I'm not sweating. And then like
Mm-hmm.
since then, I've used that every single day.
Yeah.
Like when I go to Target, I'll buy like 6 bars at a time, and I just
Yeah.
like keep them in my bathroom. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is what I like. So like I don't know. I'm not trying to like change that up. I'm
No.
very like
Can't mess.
like
You don't want to mess
particular
with the
with
rhythm.
my products.
Don't mess with the rhythm. You know.
Exactly.
I had so many thoughts. So when I was in middle school, specifically in middle school, my ass cheeks itched all the time. Like not my butthole, the cheeks. So I'd be sitting there and I wore like nylon. Hold on, it's a comb check. Oh, so I used to wear like nylon sweatpants. You know, the like thin like. That was dumb. I don't know why I did that, but you know, middle school. And I would sit down in those desks, like you know, they're like that material, that like hard kind of whatever material, and like I would just be sitting there in study hall, and I'd be like.
Oh my god! I feel like I know the feeling. You're like I feel it.
Like
right
it's like
now.
it's almost like a static tingle on your butt, and it's like you want to itch it, and it's really bad. I haven't had it for
you
years.
just like kind of press it down onto the.
Yeah,
seat
you kind of just
like,
you're kind of just like clenching and like rolling around. And you're like, oh, and you just want to like
I
go to
know
the bathroom so you can
I know
scratch.
the feeling.
And then you go back to class and you sit down and it comes back again. What is that?
I don't know. I like that's not something I've had frequently, but I know like I know. The
I had a
feeling.
stretch
I'm
of
familiar
time
with
where I had that, and it was like,
maybe it's the pants. Maybe it's the underwear. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
It was weird as fuck. I was just constantly uncomfortable from like 12 to like 15. I was just in a constant state of like, I'm itchy somewhere. Like,
I don't know. I'm
itchy and or wet somewhere. Like,
I'm giving off a strange smell. I don't know.
Something's coming out of me.
So
in some part.
I'm oozing from various. I don't know. That's so gross. Yeah, I don't know. I just like, especially now, I'm so like aware of like any. Like if I'm going to see a woman, if I'm going to like interact with a woman in any capacity, like it could be like we're just hanging out, like we're not even having sex, whatever. Like if I've gone out with a woman or seen a woman, I have showered.
Yeah.
Within the hour. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I 100 like every single time.
Oh yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah.
And like in my like past relationship, like that was the case like over a year into it. Like I was just like super like I don't know, like I want to be clean. Like I don't want to smell. I want to be like ready, stage ready. Like I don't know. I'm
stage ready. Stage ready.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going. Like I'm not like I hate that. Like I hate smelling, but like I could deal with like my own, you know what I mean? Like if I'm doing something, if I'm being like physical or I'm like I could deal with myself.
If you're working out, that's one thing. I mean, it's like,
but like I can't go from like working out to then like hanging out with like I hate that.
Yeah. Ooh, yawning. Oh, I had something for this and I forgot. Fuck me in the butthole. But the worst is when like I'll say something to a girl to like, maybe I'm trying to figure out the shower conversation. I'm like prodding a little bit. I'm baiting out an answer, and I get the answer of like, oh no, I showered this morning. Like, okay, well, so that either tells me one of two things. One, we're definitely not fucking because she's just not, she doesn't want to. It's not on her radar. Or two, which we probably would have communicated anyway. Or two, she is we might, but she just doesn't equate hooking up with the fact that she needs to shower right beforehand, as I feel like I need to, you know. So we're just not on the same page in that way. Like, 'cause there was this girl that I told you a lot about, really great, that I hung out with in a different state. I went to spend time with her. We're actually like chilling out on like a beach, and it was like nighttime, and we're like kissing and whatnot. And she goes, "All right, let's go back." And I'm like, "Okay." So like, yeah, to like do the nasty. So we get back and we're like kissing a little bit, and she goes, "Okay, I want to like jump in the shower because I just want to like make sure I want to feel clean everywhere and all this stuff." And I was like, "Thank you." Like I was like, "Okay, we're on the same page here. I'll take a shower right after you," you know, or maybe I went first. I don't remember, but we were very much on the same page in that way, and it was great, and I love that, you know. And
yeah.
Need that.
That's for sure. Like, I don't know, just that's another thing where it's like, if like the whole going down on someone, like that whole conversation where it's like, if you're literally like, if you're say with the person, whether it's like a house, hotel, wherever, and like literally see them shower or whatever, or like that, then it's just like, all right, like you know what's happening, I know what's happening. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I appreciate that. It's like just a mutual respect and general cleanliness.
It's like we know what's going down.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just kind of, when it comes to like going down on people, I need to know. I'm like, all right, like, are you clean? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, what's going on? Come on. We turned eating vagina into like an hour and a half special, really.
Yeah.
Which isn't that hard to do, I guess. But
what is the podcast called?
This is called Chris Petrone Weekly.
Chris Petrone Weekly.
Yes.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. We could title. I mean, I title each episode individually, so it'll be like relationships and dating - Chris Petrone Weekly number 13 or whatever.
Gotcha.
So this one might be eating vagina, Chris Petrone Weekly number 23, or vagina and Dogecoin or something. I don't know. Like both go to the moon. Like,
yeah, I like that.
You know, taking it to the moon, baby. Taking it to the moon. Yeah, I think. So let me check what time it is here, or how much time we got. It's an hour 37.
Okay, I want to ask you about foreplay real quick.
Yeah, we can keep going. It's up to you.
Okay, I don't know. I realized something that like I did it last week and I did it yesterday, where like while I was doing it, like the chick literally like just was like, fuck, like that's hot.
Okay,
like
sure, yeah.
So when you're playing with a girl's boobs,
yeah,
like this leads into like going down. Like when I'm gonna go down on a girl, like in my head, I work my way down. You work your way down the body.
Okay.
I don't just go to the vagina. Okay, you're rolling your eyes a little bit, but like,
because I haven't. Okay, so it's for me. Like, dude, I'm thinking I have a lot. I've in the past like year or two, I've had a lot of sex with partners that I wasn't like super thrilled into. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like thrilled with.
No, but that's a problem though. Like,
no, I know, and that's not how we're done. We're turning over a new leaf. Listen, I quit alcohol. That's a big help. But everything you're saying is correct. Keep going.
So like, you know, you're like making out or whatever, and then like you go to the neck.
Wait, okay. Let me explain. Let me explain why I like did the little eye roll thing. So okay, so if you're like with someone, right, and you're like kissing their neck, licking their neck, whatever, like kissing on their boobs and whatnot, like. Remember you were saying like the list of people that you like go down on is smaller than the list of people that you'd fuck. There's something that's actually not super intimate about just fucking. And for me, in a weird way, like sometimes I'm like, I'll go down on you, but like I don't necessarily want to be like licking your neck and ears and shit. Like that's if I'm not like really like attracted to you, but I know you're gonna really enjoy me going down to you. I'll do that, but I don't want to be like sucking your neck.
Ears kind of skeeve me out a little bit sometimes.
But like yeah.
So I'll go to the. I don't. If I go to the ear, that's another cleanliness thing for me. But like I'll do neck for the most part.
I'm even so like a little weird about the neck and stuff. If I'm not like, because this person's face, now I have to be really attracted to their face. I'm like, if you're hot now, I'm going insane. I'm going nuts. I'm slim. Like we're getting into it. Like there's a couple people in my life in recent memory, like maybe 5 people in the last like 3 years or 2 years that like I felt that way towards, where I was just like like grab by the fucking neck, you know, like get into it like that. Sure. But most of the encounters that I've had over the past few years I'm not feeling that level of like attraction to them, so I don't really want to like lick their neck. But I understand that like, hey, I'm gonna go down to you, your vagina's clean, cool, and it's gonna feel good for you. But I'm like, I kind of don't want to do all the other like. So
I think this is more about you than it is about me.
I know. Okay, I just go ahead. You're right. Like, you're right. Go ahead. It's a weird.
I don't know.
Go talk. Speak.
You work your way down. So
you work your way down. You work your way down.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
But like, I like. It's specifically like this girl had perky large C cups, like a small D's, whatever. We kind of had.
Yes.
And like,
nom.
I remember like certain women, stimulate like. You know, have different stimulants or whatever. So like this girl specifically really enjoys like her like boobs being played with, which like I don't know. I just feel like I've had that sometimes, but like sometimes I haven't. And like I always consider myself more of like a butt guy than a boob guy. And then I heard a podcast. I heard like a podcast recently where the guy's like, anyone could have a nice butt. He's like, not everyone. Like you could get a nice butt. You could work yourself into having a nice butt. You could like you can't really do that.
I get the point. I don't 100% agree, but I get it.
So like
you can't work out your boobs.
I don't know. Yeah.
Right.
So like I don't know. I like, you know, work your way down, you're sucking her boobs, look up at her. Give her the eyes. Meet her.
Pretend this is a nip and I'm just like
you know, you meet her. And then you know, you pull the boot, you just pull it with you. You're going, let go, slide down, work down the what is this?
Her hairy chest. I don't know.
Yes. You're brushing back hair.
You're a trailblazer. You're a bushwhacker.
You're weed whacking. Yeah. And then, you know, you slide on down, maybe kiss the inner thigh, work your way down. Yeah. Then you're just Wow, Chris. You don't sound like a very generous lover.
No, I am. I just had way too much sex with women that I didn't really want to fuck that bad. And I can't do that.
Yeah, that's your fault.
It is my fault.
Yeah. So
I shouldn't be doing that.
Don't yuck someone's yum. You know what I mean?
All right, I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum. Oh, you're saying all the right things. I'm just thinking about how many women that I've been with that I probably did that stuff anyway.
Oh yeah, I don't do this with everyone.
Okay.
I have to want to.
Yeah,
I'm not
okay.
Yeah, I'm very.
All right, I'm gonna envision
who I go down on.
I'm gonna envision someone that I'm really attracted to for the rest of this procedure.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Okay, continue.
You know, not everyone's getting this 5-star treatment.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
If you want 5-star treatment, you better show up with the 5-star budget. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you gotta tip. You gotta tip the masseuse. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta tip the help.
I don't know. I just, you know, body parts are flying. Things are happening.
Shit's jiggling, you know? So do you do the suckle and pull and release, like, and like you let go and it, like, is that what you're saying? Or you grab and pull, like, what do you do when you said pull down and let go?
Literally? Well,
is that a
mouth is on one, hand is on another.
And like, so it's like a simultaneous.
I specifically, maybe you're
a little twirly, a little twisty,
twirling the stash.
Maybe a little like a little rub around, twirling the stash, a little
sure,
roll the J,
and
yeah.
I remember like I'm such a fucking child. Like I remember like doing it and like watching like the jiggle like bounce back. I'm like, damn. Like I just remember like thinking that where I'm like, cool.
You're like, yeah, boobies.
Boobs.
Do you ever like? No, see, this is just a me thing. I need to stop. Never mind. I'm really projecting tonight.
Yeah.
With a lot of stuff. It's not good. No more sex that I don't really want to have. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's captivate.
It's good
Like,
for nobody.
I know. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do from now on. If I have to answer a woman who's asking me, "Hey, are we doing this? Are we hooking up?" I have to masturbate beforehand before answering her.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that's fair.
Right.
Yeah. I think if you want,
PNC.
ready, Chris, I'm going to challenge you
Okay.
here.
All
If
right.
you
Hit me.
want
Yeah.
to have sex with a woman,
Yes.
I challenge you to not have sex with her on the first time that you hang out. Ready? Ready for this? Ready for this?
What?
Second time. Yeah.
But so that's not a bad idea. But here's the problem with that. This is my
Okay.
experience as a 25-year-old male. In my experiences, I will feel the same way, and I'll still feel the pull like that. I don't think the pull. You know what? Okay, hold on, because you're right. Actually, you're right. You're right.
I know.
No, you're right. But part of me, like, I think I'll still feel a pull because we haven't had sex. Like, there's something
Sure.
in maybe us as humans or us as males or just me that, like, after I have sex with someone, then I kind of have a much better idea of whether or not I want to see him again.
Okay.
It's more clear to me than it was before having sex with this person. But you're saying just meeting them and then allowing a buffer period, I'll reach some clarity.
I think if you meet up with someone,
okay,
and you you feel them out a little bit, and
yeah,
you say don't have sex. I'm not saying you don't do anything, but you just don't have sex.
okay.
Hear me out.
I'm an
And then you
adult,
save
man.
it.
Okay.
You save it for the second time. I think it leaves there's
Save it like in a jar.
I think you'll have like this feeling of like, save what in a jar? What?
Never mind. You said save some for next time. I was like in a jar or a vial or something.
In your closet.
Okay.
And like, I don't know. I think it'll lead, like, you'll be like there's a build. You know what I mean? Makes it that much better. I don't know. I feel like the one night stand style of style. Yeah, that's what I can't even speak. The one night stand style of sex. Oh, wow, that's weird. I don't know how to
One
say
night
that.
stand stylist.
The
I
one night
think
stand
I agree.
style.
I think
Fuck
I
me.
agree. I think I
It
agree.
leaves it withdraws from the emotional bank account. And like, who is like,
wow, that's a really deep. Keep riffing on that.
Woody's
Tell
gamer
everybody
tag,
what that means and where you got that and stuff.
Woody's gamer tag says that if there's too many withdrawals from the emotional bank account, it leaves you like less of a person. Like,
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
like you said, not like you're done having sex with people that you don't want to have sex with.
Yeah.
Like, I think one night stand style of sex
Yeah.
is just like, it's emotionally draining, and it's like I feel like if there's some level of emotional connection, not like relationship, but like a friendly, like you were saying earlier, like you want to
Yeah.
be able to like go to uh wherever you
Cookout.
said, like cookout,
Yeah.
like establish a level of like friendship and what is it, chemistry.
Like
And then
rapport,
it enhances
Yeah.
anything from that point on.
I think that's true. Yeah, I think that's
Like,
true.
that's what I have personally experienced. Like,
So
and there's
yeah.
a thing where if I have a one night stand with someone, I'm focused on one thing. And if I'm having a one night stand in the first place, it's
Yeah.
probably because I'm really horny.
Yeah.
Like, so like if I have a level of, like chemistry with a rapport with this one person, I want them to come out of this experience also saying like, damn, this Ryan guy is good at this. Like, this was fun.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed myself. Where if it's a one night stand, I don't really give a shit. Horribly, like, I'll say that.
That's
Like,
another. That's interesting. That's really interesting. But you've said this to me before, and it's actually something that I can't relate on. Like I want to. Like I almost don't care. I'm like, let me like do your thing. Let me like get you all good and.
no, if I'm going there with the sole intention of making my like, if I'm just trying to chase that dragon, which is a nut in like this situation, like I just want to get in, get out, and move. Like, You know what I mean? Like
Really?
I'm done. But if
Really?
I establish a small level of like intimacy and like a friendship or like a rapport or whatever, then it's like, hey, we're both getting ours. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I
It's
mean?
interesting. Yeah. Yeah. No, I
There's
know what you mean.
and the after effect is typically followed up with a level of like pillow talk or like just whatever. Where if it's like a one night stand type deal, it's kind of like the post nut clarity. Like as soon as like it's there, you're just
Get the fuck out.
like yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. You're
you
like,
know what I mean?
dude. Listen. I mean, that even happens to me with like, even if I like the girl and we're like hooking up more like on a more regular basis. Like the second I'm done, I'm like, all right, order some fucking food. Here's money. Like don't talk to me for the next like 5 minutes. Like you know what I mean? And not in like a disrespectful like she, you know, I'm not like leaving this poor girl like what? Like she knows like I'm like, hey, I need a few minutes. Like leave don't like not don't talk to me, shut the fuck up, but like I need space for I don't want to cuddle immediately after. That's actually one thing. So I will say it was a good book. Like there's some good stuff in it. He was saying like women and men, when we climax, like our bodies do totally different things. So like men get really relaxed and are like thinking about anything besides sex, like immediately, like the balls are empty. I'm back to business. You know, like I immediately go to TikTok. Like I want to go respond to comments. I want to go and like think about some OnlyFans content or something. I'm immediately
hey everyone,
like,
if Chris is responding to your TikTok comments, it's most likely after a nut.
So I'm like immediately like thinking of TikToks and doing stuff. And I'm like, what? And like girls are like, they're ready to go again almost. There's not really like a refractory period, they call it, where you like nut and the next time you're able to like get an erection, that's the refractory period. Women don't really.
Like sometimes they're they're just let's keep going. Or like
yeah,
they like the cuddle.
And they also want like affect, like touch and to be close and stuff. And guys are like, get the fuck, like leave me alone. So he was like, yeah, you can compromise in a way where it's like, okay, maybe you like don't like cuddle, but you like do something where you're like touching and you're like both sitting on the same couch or whatever. And like, you know what I'm saying? Cause like what I really like to do is like I want to jump on my laptop and answer comments or stuff like that or whatever. But like, okay, let's sit on opposite ends of the couch and our feet can like intertwine maybe. So I'm over here with my laptop, you're over there, but like we're kind of curled up still. We're like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. I like that, you know? Whatever.
I was talking to a female friend and I literally said to her, I was like, hey, if I don't like get up from the bed after like I come, then like
Out like a light.
you're already like, you know, a step above.
Oh,
like,
you're a step above the normies. Like, hey, like I didn't just get up immediately. Dude,
I've literally like it's like boom boom, I'm up, like I'm in the bathroom, like it's just kind of like I'm out, like but like I understand that's like shitty, like you know, like I get it.
I don't
like,
give a
fuck.
fuck. Like in the moment, no, I don't give a fuck in the moment. I'm literally like, dude, I've had moments where, and especially if they were drinking a little bit, it's different because then you're maybe not feeling as courteous, like, and you don't register. Like I've had moments where like nights where I'm drinking where I like snap back to reality and I'm in the shower and I'm like, oh, did I just leave this girl in the bed and just turn on the shower and get in? Oh, yeah, I did. Whoops. Like, you know what I mean? Or like, but like I'll always like if it's a situation where there's some sort of like ejaculate on her, I'm wiping that for her. I'm gonna do that. But I like if we're done, I'm thinking of one instance that's recent, and I was using a condom. It depends. If I'm like usually with a more consistent partner, I won't. But if it's like this is a one time thing. So I was using a condom, and so there wasn't anything on her, but I like pulled it off, and then I like just like walked into the bathroom, turned on the shower, and I got back out, and I was like, "Do you want to jump in?" And she goes, no. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to jump in. And she's like, okay. And I just got in. Like, there was no like kissing or, oh, that was really good. Like, I just got in the shower first. And then then I laid down and we were like talking stuff. You know what I mean?
You said, was this a first time deal?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Like, I just don't.
No rapport built. Just saying.
And there wasn't going to be. But here's another thing. There was another, like the one that when I flew down and met this girl, first time thing, like it was way different. There was so much connection. It was like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it depends on the person too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but
yeah,
I don't know. I think
I'm not cuddling. I'm not going out of my way to cuddle with girls after if I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not doing it. Like I'm not gonna like go against what my body's telling me to do just because I want to like be polite. Like I'll
oh no yeah
lay in the bed with you and talk with you and stuff. But I'm not like if we done and it's just like a girl that I'm maybe not super into. And the rapport is not built, and I'm like finished, right? Or we just, we complete the sex, right? you might be like, okay, well, and then, you know, you lay down, she puts her head here and you just kind of talk. Fuck no, dude, I'm going to the shower immediately. I'm going to like clean myself. Like I'm going to get like maybe even put my pants back on. Then I'll lay in bed and then maybe we could talk. But I'm kind of want to be on my phone. Like I'm just not there mentally anymore. If I don't really like the girl, you know.
I don't know. I think it varies. I think something that comes from like talking so openly, which like I do, where I feel like this might be a little fucked, but like some of the girls that like I have these like intimate relationships with, where it's like not like relationships, but like we're hooking up, but like I don't do like the straight up just like one night stand style thing. So like
Okay.
if I'm like I like consistently having sex with someone, it doesn't have to be like super like serious, but like there's a level of like casual and intimacy at the same time.
You like having like
But,
a
like I'm
steady
super
partner.
open. Yeah, but like I talk a lot and like I just ask a lot of questions. So like I don't know. I just think it's interesting because I was talking to this one girl specifically, and there's a lot of things that like I pick up on a lot, and
You're a
like I
very
think about
perceptive
it.
person, yeah.
So like I'll just say something. I'll be like, "Hey, you know when like we like got food earlier and I did this? Like, did you notice that?" She's like, "Yeah, I was thinking about that actually." And I was like, "Huh." Like I love like seeing what like
Yeah.
because I'll do something, and I was at a bar with a girl, and we had some drinks and we were eating sushi, and it was loud. It was like loud, like there was a lot of shit going on. So I literally like she was talking and I couldn't hear it, and I grab her chair and I just pull her closer to me without like I just didn't say anything. I just did that, and then like I didn't really think anything of it, but like I knew I did it. Like if that does that make sense? And
Yeah.
like we were like hanging out, like we were like hooking up, and then after like we're just kind of like talking, like the whole pillow talk thing.
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, I don't know if you remember this, but like you pulled me closer to you, and I really liked that." She's like, "I just thought that was like interesting, whatever."
Manhandle her a little bit, you know.
Like just like
Nah, yeah.
like we're going
That could
like
be that
girls
could be like that's hot.
different girls like say like physical touch, but like I'm not like a big like hand holding guy. Like if I'm like what are you like? I don't know. I think that's like too much. You know what I mean? Like if you're like not trying to like be in a serious relationship with this girl or whatever, like I don't really like holding hands. Like that's like kind of gross.
I could
But
think of
like I
so many
know like
times where a girl like held hands with me and I was like, "Ugh," like why are we
right?
doing this right now?
Exactly.
Because
Like
then
so
that takes it up a step from, hey, this is a casual hookup where I'm out in public with this girl, to now
I'm
the
with this
image
girl.
is I'm with this girl. And I'm like, hold on,
Yes.
there's a difference between us hooking up and us being together. One is not happening. One is not
I
a
had
thing.
this conversation with this girl because she
And
likes
it's not fucked up to hook up with people that you would never date. Like that's I don't think that's a fucked up thing.
Yeah,
So
for
like
sure. I do that all the time.
holding hands is like a more of a dating and look, there's instances where I was like hooking up with someone and it was like maybe even the first night and we held hands, but it's it has to be the right connection. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I think the girl from Florida and I might have done that. Actually maybe not, but if we did, it would have felt
like
much different. Yeah, it would have felt much better.
It's a case by case basis.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, you're not picking up that this isn't okay? Oof.
Like
Shit, we're on
I
two different
was
pages.
literally walking around with this girl, and like it was something that crossed my mind because like she likes the whole touch and being like very touchy and whatever. And I was like, ugh, I don't want to hold hands, and like we didn't. But like I'm like, okay, so she really likes physical touch, but
Yeah.
I don't want to hold hands.
Yeah.
So like we're walking through doorways and shit like that. So I just like put my hand on her lower back. Like I just did shit like that.
Yeah.
And she like this is all it's so fascinating because like my brain is just
That's
like
what I was thinking when you
firing.
said that. I was thinking, oh, put your hand
Like-
on your lower back.
Exactly. Like I'm like, all right, so she likes physical touch a lot, but like I'm not trying to hold her hand, so like let me touch her back. I do like that's
Yeah,
how I
sure,
think.
sure.
I'm like, and then after the fact, like just talking to her, like pillow talk shit, she's like, I'm like saying all of the shit that I'm telling you to her, and
Yeah.
she's like she's giving me, she's like, I was thinking about the holding hands thing because I wanted to hold hands. She's like, I was thinking about it, but like I feel like that would be too like much. But then like you touched my back, and I realized that, and I'm like it was like too much for
those
me
are
to
my
handle. I'm
favorite
like, this is
moments.
so,
Though. Those are
like-
my favorite moments.
Like we were on the same
yeah.
page.
Those are my
but
favorite
it's
moments
like-
with women that I'm dating or whatever, go out with, is when we have those talks where it just we just like blurt out what we were thinking and we're like, wow, like
Yeah,
we're
it's
kind of
like-
on the same page. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, we're both on the same page about this.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like super interesting.
There was this girl
That's what they
who go.
fucking talk, people. Like, don't be afraid to like
Yeah, say
fucking
shit.
communicate. Like, I
Say shit.
swear to God.
We're all fucking humans. Like we've realized now as a collective like population, like just because of memes and shit, that we all feel the same shit. We all have those same experience. You wake up on a school morning early. You go to the bathroom. You turn on the warm water. You put your hand in. You're like, you just kind of sit there with your hand in the water. We've all experienced that, but nobody talks about it. Because of the internet and memes and shit, we all realize we've had the same like thoughts, you know? So it's like, just fucking say them. We're not that different. What was I going to say though? Oh, so I went out with this one girl, and something very as simple as like when we went to enter in the bar. I don't know if I took you to this bar. You would have loved it, but because it's Corona time. But it's like live music downstairs, and it's like a wine bar, and then upstairs is like this divey, like doesn't look clean, like bar, and they're like connected, kind of like they're the same owners. And then upstairs, it's like Mardi Gras theme, kind of. And you can order like bitchin' pickles or like spiced pickles. You can order like a po' boy. You can order like a whatever, all like Mardi, like Louisiana type of food.
Sure.
And then in the bathroom, there's a fucking sarcophagus, like just as decor, like full size, like a fucking mummy is in it, and like it, like we're nothing. I don't know if anything's in it. It's closed, but it's like it's just a weird. Nothing makes sense. Anyway, so we go there. We go there, and to get in, you have to open the door. And I kind of like went to get it, but she was kind of ahead of me, and she opened it instead. But we're sitting there, and like 30 minutes later, she goes, "Oh, like, you know, I really like kind of like chivalrous stuff, like nothing over the top, but I like, you know, little acts of that. And I noticed that you like went to open the door, and like I took note of that in a positive way. Like I know I opened it, but it's just because I was closer. But I saw that you like gestured, and I like that. And I was like, oh, cool, okay. So she noticed that I like went for it, you know."
Yeah.
And she took that as like a good thing. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like that she mentioned it. But yeah.
That's so fucked. Everything's so stupid. I love it so much. Like
humanity, we're such flawed fucking like things, you know?
Yeah. That's like, I don't know. Dating, sex, all this shit.
Yeah.
That's why like you know, there has to be like some mild meaning behind it. Like I just think it's more fun. Like we talked about this on this podcast now, and then we've talked about it like privately. Like I just can't stress enough. Like I don't like the random one night stand like type deal, because it's like, what does this really mean? Like
Nothing,
it's literally just like
we're
two
monkeys
like,
on a space rock. So it's like, why?
Like it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
And I need it. Like if it's not fun, why would I do it?
Right.
So
Yeah.
like if I'm, you know, established a little rapport, and it just kind of like, okay, I like this person. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Even if it's just kind of like, this person's cool. Like we can like joke around. Like it's cool. Like we'll get a drink, and like I'm attracted to them. Like that alone is like such a better baseline for me than just like, I don't know. And like I said this to the girl, where it's like, when I have like a one night style thing, or it's like I meet the person, and then 15 minutes later I'm literally inside of them, I don't perform well. I don't.
Really?
Cuz it's like, like I don't give a shit. Like I'm just kind of like,
I got you.
I don't know.
I got you.
I just don't perform well. There has to be a little bit, I need a reason. I'm not just like a
I don't mind them so much. But I don't. Yeah, I agree. Like I'm trying to get more of like a consistent thing while I'm here. I mean, I'm probably moving in like sometime this year. Like if I move in June, that's a little late. I would say that would be surprisingly late. So anyway, so I'm only here for a certain amount of time, and yeah, I want something like consistent for the time being, like for while I am here, you know.
Yeah.
And that would be nice.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Put it out there. Be like, hey, ladies, here for a few months.
It's on the it's out in the universe now. Yeah, I literally said that. It's on my profiles. Like I re-downloaded Tinder and Bumble just because I need to find someone like locally, and I put like moving in the summer. Want somebody cool to hang out with until then, you know.
And there you go.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Bing bang boom bim bop.
Bada
bim boom.
Yeah.
Pow.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Be like, let me go splunking in your asshole.
Let me go spelunk. Let me put on my finger condoms and stick them into places.
Let me go spelunking in your flesh cave.
Ooh. I hope it's not wet. I brought my booties.
Some bats fly out.
I brought my waders. Yeah, some bats. Oh,
You
man.
put your headlamp on.
Yeah. Dude, that one TikTok you made was funny where you dove and then it cuts and you're inside the blanket and you're like, that was funny. Yeah. And your face was wet.
When I had the cam. Yeah.
Did you take that down? Is it still up on your page?
Oh, that's not up.
Yeah, you got to put another
I don't know
one.
what happened.
Like they banned it. You got to make another.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was like TikTok. I don't want to get into TikTok right now.
Okay, no TikTok talk. I have to pee, kind of.
I don't know. Do you want to wrap?
Maybe.
How long has this been?
It's been. I'm gonna guess 2 hours. Let me check. 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Does that satisfy you, or do you feel like there's more things that need to be said?
We could go. We could honestly go for another 2 hours if we wanted to. I think we wrap.
Yeah.
I think we wrap and we do this again sometime, and we'll see. I think this is going to be well received by the listeners, the 48 that we have. You know,
well, let's see how well received it is.
They're going to be like, you guys are assholes. You guys are jerks. You just talked about.
Yeah, we know.
This isn't news, people. No, we're joking. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, there you go. Just hey. This is comedy. We've been joking this whole time.
I hope nobody gets no. We're fine. We're fine. I think if someone listens to this,
I hope nobody thinks we're being serious.
I think if somebody listens to this and gets upset, then they need to just never listen to my content again. I would be very surprised if somebody listens to this and gets upset.
The only person that's really gonna listen to this and be upset is the guy that wrote the book.
Fucking Ian Kerner, you asshole.
Ian Kerner is the only person that's gonna get upset.
Ian, let me ask you a question. Why did you do the audiobook? Like, did you want to? Did you tell them, please? Like, was that part of like? I don't want to
attack Ian Kerner.
I do.
Like 300 Instagram followers, and he's gonna like.
Wait, let me
definitely hear this.
let me. I'm gonna get in trouble for slander of Ian Kerner. Oh my God, Ian Kerner. I'm sorry, man. There were a lot of really great things said in the book. I'm messing with you a little bit, but it's also true. Certified sexual. He has 50 followers on Instagram.
Oh, Jesus.
52 and 0 posts. I'm gonna go to his website. Hold on, Ian Kerner. I'm sorry. We're not trying to shit on you here. Because he said so many good things.
I see it. This is him, the one that you're. She comes first. Yeah.
Ian Kerner.
He looks like a middle-aged man.
He is. He's a husband and a father.
Oh God, he's got a wife.
And he says that oral sex, like going down on a girl, is actually like the main. That's not foreplay. That's main play. That's core play. He calls it.
Sure. Okay.
That's the meat and potatoes, because that's when she's gonna like have an orgasm for most women. There's girls who can come from penetrative sex, but
the myth of the vaginal orgasm, please. If you're not focusing heavy on clitoral play, then what are you doing, you pussies?
I like how you said pussies there. It kind of fits the theme.
Oh yeah, vaginas.
So basically, the way like the clitoris works, I don't know how to properly pronounce that. I'll be honest. The way the clitoris works is that it apparently there's a lot more. He calls it the clitoral network, and the G spot is just a clump of clitoral nerves between the mons and the vaginal wall, basically. So when you stimulate it, it's a clit orgasm. It's not a separate thing. According to I don't know, and
it's all about
I don't
clit
care.
play, people.
I don't care.
All about clit play.
It's such a gross word to say, though. Clit, like what a fucking disgusting. Like, can we
clitoris? What do you want to call it?
I don't know, but like clit. It just. I don't like it. I don't like the word.
We should think of a new word for it.
Well, let's come back. We'll come back to that one. Well, that'll be a different podcast.
The magic legume.
The bouncing
I don't know.
pea. the powerful marble. No, it's more of a pellet or a BB even. I don't want to talk. Why are we talking about this? What's wrong with us?
I don't know. No. Do you want to rap?
Let's rap. Chris Petrone Weekly. Ryan Petrone in the building. And that's a wrap.